policy aid. A meeting between President Putin and President Trump will take place in the coming days, he said. He revealed that in principle, a location had been agreed on and would be announced later.
The BBC's Steve Rosenberg says U.S. Special Envoy Steve Witkoff had raised the idea of a three-way meeting with Ukrainian President Zelensky as well, but the Kremlin appeared to pass on that proposal. Trump has threatened heavy new sanctions on Russia if a ceasefire deal is not reached. The man charged with shooting and wounding 5 soldiers at Georgia's Fort Stewart is said to be in pre-trial confinement this morning while the investigation continues.
The shooting caused the base to go on lockdown for about an hour as authorities placed the suspected shooter, identified as Sergeant Cornelius Radford, under arrest. Brigadier General John Lubis says some of his fellow soldiers kept him detained until police arrived.
I would also like to thank the brave soldiers who immediately intervened and subdued the shooter. These soldiers, without a doubt, prevented further casualties.
Now, 2 of the soldiers that were shot underwent surgery for their wounds. General Lubis says they're all expected to be okay. Radford is in the custody of the Army's Criminal Investigation Division. Michelle Wright, 95.5 WSB.
And a new report looks at the most stolen vehicles in the U.S.
Number 1 on the list, the high-performance Chevy Camaro ZL1, which retails for more than $75,000. The Highway Loss Data Institute says it had a theft rate 39 times higher than the average for all vehicles in the 2022 to 24 model years.
Steve Kathan reports the Acura TLX four-wheel drive ranks number 2 on that list of most stolen vehicles. 8 of the 10 least stolen vehicles are electric. It's 9:03. The Mark Arum Show begins in less than 2 minutes. But first, live team coverage of traffic and weather. We start on the roads. Triple team traffic. Here's Smiling Mark McKay.
Been tough to get out of Emerson, Cartersville into Ackworth, Judd, all morning long. Finally seeing some relief on that I-75 stretch, leaving Alatoona Road to Highway 92, exit 277. What we're not getting is a break into downtown Atlanta. Connector northbound still bumper to bumper, leaving Langford Parkway up to I-20, and difficult on I-20 westbound, leaving Glenwood headed to 75-85. 285 update on the east side perimeter. Ashley Frasca.
Fire department showed up to a crash and cleared it off to the shoulder. 285 northbound at Covington Highway, a little bit slow up from I-20 and tapping the brakes into Tucker. And a rollover crash on Henderson Mill Road. Lanes are blocked at Briarcliff Way. Triple team traffic, 95.5 WSB.
I'm WSB meteorologist Christina Upwards. A mix of sun and clouds today, mainly dry, high 85. An isolated pop-up shower can't be ruled out. Lows tonight in the mid-60s. Tomorrow, a mix of sun and clouds, high 84. Partly cloudy on Saturday, highs in the low 80s.
It is 70 degrees in Mableton, 70 in Stone Mountain, 70 degrees in Midtown Atlanta at 9:05. More news at 9:30. Breaking news when it happens. I'm Judd Hickenbotham, 95.5 WSB.
.905 on this thankful Thursday. Welcome, friends. Mark Arum and crew at your beck and call till noon. I should start off by saying that this is the final $1,000 Thursday of the summer. Oh, my goodness. It's so hard to say goodbye to the $1,000 Thursday, Deborah. This is the 7th Thursday in a row WSB Radio is giving away $7,000. This will be the 19th, 20th, and 21st $1,000 that we're going to give away on the Mark Arum Show today. It's so sad to say goodbye. Hard to say goodbye from our friends at Boys to Men. Anyways, I'm going to give you a keyword in just a couple of minutes. Right after I give you the keyword, we're going to be joined live by Lieutenant General Richard Newton, who is going to update that Fort Stewart shooting story. It kind of broke yesterday during our show, Deborah. I got a push alert from the WSB radio app with like 7 minutes left to go on the show, and I didn't mention it because there were no details at that point. And sometimes, it's a false alarm. It said, Fort Stewart was on a lockdown, so I didn't even mention it yesterday. But then as we got off the air, more and more developments on that. If you're just joining us, one suspect in custody, a sergeant in the U.S. Army who was working at Fort Stewart. The good news with this is that no one is dead. The sergeant arrested is named Cornelius Radford, facing charges for allegedly shooting fellow active duty soldiers at Fort Stewart yesterday. Our buddy Skylar Henry from CBS reports the wounded service members were all treated for their injuries and are expected to survive. So again, no fatalities yesterday.
They're also advising one shooter is in custody.
The suspect was apprehended by the Army Criminal Investigative Division after being tackled to the ground by witnesses. Radford has been interviewed by the Army Criminal Investigation Division and is currently in pre-trial confinement. There is no known motive for the shooting at this time. Radford has not previously been deployed to combat. He was arrested earlier this year for driving under the influence. Skyler Henry, CBS News, Fort Stewart, Georgia.
What's interesting, and again, Lieutenant General Richard Newton is going to join us in just a couple of minutes. Deborah, there's a separate judicial system for something that goes on in the military. So this isn't going to be, in a Georgia court. It's going to be in a military court, which I find very fascinating. Still looking for motive, still looking for how he got the weapon on the base. Again, this reports from the fort yesterday that this was not a service weapon that he used in this shooting. It was his personal firearm. So a lot of unanswered questions there, but we're going to be joined by Lieutenant General Richard Newton in just a couple of minutes. Some other big stories we're following now. Later in the show, we're going to go up to Washington, D.C. Big developments yesterday. We were covering the Steve Witkoff meeting at the Kremlin with Vladimir Putin, the Russian president. So Steve Witkoff, who has been a man, busy bunny in the second Trump administration, like the head negotiator going around the globe negotiating deals. He was mano a mano yesterday with Vladimir Putin, and we didn't get much information out of the meeting and how it went. It was like a 3.5-hour meeting. But after the meeting, it was revealed that Vladimir Putin was open to meeting with President Trump. And President Trump responded, okay, let's do it, but I want Ukrainian President Vladimir Zelensky to be joining us there as well. So there's a possibility that we're going to see a meeting shortly. I believe shortly is the term that President Trump used, between the Russian president, the U.S. president, and the Ukrainian president. Can you imagine all of them in one room? I mean, I'm just thinking back to the White House blow up between Zelensky and Trump, and then you add Vladimir Putin in the mix to that. I mean, they'd have to be in neutral corners. I would not be surprised if there would be fisticuffs that develop between Zelensky and Putin if they were in the same room together. So we're going to check in with ABC News in D.C. on that in just a couple of seconds. If you don't have weekend plans, and I believe there's some rain in the forecast, we'll double check with Christina at the bottom of the hour, but it's going to be a historic weekend at Truist Park. The Braves season is a wash. It is what it is. But I find this really, really cool. For the first time ever in Major League Baseball history, there is going to be a female umpire in the major leagues. And she's going to be working the Brave series this week. Like, can you believe that? Like, there's been female referees in the NBA, right?
Correct. Yeah, for a while. Yeah.
So this is a phenomenal story, a groundbreaking story, and it's going to happen here in Atlanta. Her name is Jen Powell. She's going to be making history this weekend as the first woman to umpire in a regular season game. She's going to ump 3 games this weekend. They're in the Braves Marlins series in Atlanta, including both ends of the doubleheader on Saturday and the series finale on Sunday. This is going to be the coolest game to go to. She's going to be behind home plate, calling balls and strikes. I want to go to. I want to witness it. How many times can you say you're going to witness sports history? I definitely am going to try to go to at least one game this weekend. I'd like to see her first game, and I'd like to see the game on Sunday. Deborah, as you know, I'm a former Division I athlete.
Yes.
As a pitcher. As a pitcher, what do I want to see of an umpire? I want to see a generous strike zone. So that's what I would be looking for when she's behind the plate. But generally speaking, you want to be consistent as an umpire. You want to have pretty good vision. Right, you don't want to be a blind umpire, and you want to know the rules of the game. And by all accounts, she's risen up through the ranks. Very excited. Jen Powell making history this weekend at Truist Park. Sell out Truist Park. Let's give Jen Powell standing ovation as she makes Major League Baseball history as the first ever female. That's going down this weekend at Truist Park. Tickets available, I'm assuming, online at Braves.com. All right, joining us live, updating our continuous team coverage of yesterday's shooting at Fort Stewart, Lieutenant General Richard Newton. Lieutenant General, good morning. Thank you so much for your time.
Good morning, Mark. Under the circumstances, but delighted to be here with you on what is a tough story.
It is indeed. I mean, just a silver lining to the story. I guess the good news is I just mentioned that there were no fatalities with this shooting, which is fantastic. Apparently, some really heroic servicemen jumped on the gunman before any further carnage can happen. What are your initial reactions to what happened yesterday here in Georgia at Fort Stewart?
Well, I'll echo that. You're right. Fast thinking by those Army soldiers to subdue Sergeant Radford and so forth. And certainly the Fort Stewart team there getting those soldiers, those 5 wounded soldiers to medical care right away, and actually 40 miles away up in Savannah Memorial Hospital for 2 of those soldiers is remarkable. But my first reaction was I hearkened back to November 2009 when then Major Nadal Hassan shot and killed 13 fellow soldiers at Fort Hood, wounded 30. I was on the initial senior officer investigative team there at the Pentagon that in the beginning moments of that attack, and really I thought back to that moment. My first inclination, therefore, was it was most likely an insider attack or a threat versus something external, and that's unfortunately what it turned out to be. But quick thinking, and again, American military men and women, all volunteers running to the sound of guns, in this case, against an assailant, with a workforce or work center violent attack speaks volumes of our those soldiers.
I'm glad you mentioned that, Lieutenant General, because as we're getting more information about the suspect, again, he has been captured. We'll get to his future in just a second. But, Fort Hood, your initial reaction is, all right, that was terrorism. To me, what happened at Fort Stewart yesterday seems more like workplace violence, right?
Yeah, it's criminal. And I believe that's where you're going to move forward. Sergeant Radford is in the hands of the Army Criminal Investigation Division there at Fort Stewart, which we would anticipate he'll go through a process through the Uniform Code of Military Justice. I think eventually he'll go through what we call the Army Office of Special Trial Counsel, but it will lead up to, I anticipate, all this is preliminary, but I anticipate a general court-martial, which is the most severest aspect of review. Think of going through the U.S. Attorney's Office if there was a civilian. But I believe the Army is going to, and they already are, finding out certainly what happened, how did it happen, but also, and what we discovered through our investigations and even congressional inquiries for Fort Hood, why did it happen? And the final point there in this line of discussion is also lessons learned. What can not only the United States Army, certainly the team at Fort Stewart, who I think to date have done an exceptional job, but rest of the U.S. military, having been a commander of a major installation, that's first and foremost is to take care of in my case, my airmen, but also the family members. There are 15,000 soldiers at Fort Stewart and 16,000 family members. So something like this happening, the Army is going to really take a hard look at it.
And it's such a sprawling complex here in Georgia. Fort Stewart is absolutely massive. It's a city. It is a city, along the Georgia coast with so much ground to cover. And the MPs have I think it's 250,000 acres is what Fort Stewart is. And I mentioned before you came on, Lieutenant General, that this suspect is not going to be tried in Georgia courts. It's military courts, which I find interesting. Ultimately, court-martial, et cetera, what is the strictest penalty that this suspect could face in front of a military court? Well,
again, having been responsible under Uniform Code of Military Justice authority as a major installation commander, I can tell you it's a very solid process. It's a time and truth process through the UCMJ that's been not only tested through time but also through courts. He will have appropriate counsel to again support him. You're presumed innocent until proven guilty and so forth. That's not necessarily unique with the UCMJ. With what our listeners may be used to in terms of the civilian world, but he will be afforded counsel. He'll be afforded the opportunity to testify should he choose so. But again, I believe what will happen is as you go through the court's process into a general court-martial, he will also, should he be found guilty, will face severe penalty. For instance, Major Hassan, and by the way, Major Hassan was convicted of murder and sentenced to death at Fort Leavenworth. This, I presume, will go through probably attempted murder. Again, I'm way ahead of ourselves here. This is very preliminary, but we'll go through that aspect of the UCMJ, and will also be facing significant time behind bars, most likely at Fort Leavenworth, which is our U.S. military federal penitentiary in Kansas.
Yeah, that answered my next question. If Sergeant Radford is convicted, he would not serve in a federal prison or a Georgia prison. He'd be in a military facility.
Absolutely, and there are many perpetrators who are at Fort Leavenworth. Actually, we have what our listeners would be sound familiar, a death row, if you will. In fact, that's the situation of Major Hassan. He's awaiting execution, and I'm not suggesting that peripherally for Sergeant Radford, but he will. I think you'll find the United States Army will do its due diligence in terms of the investigation, in terms of the Uniform Code of Military Justice process. We'll make sure that he gets due process. Go before a general court-martial, and should be convicted, I think will face maximum penalty.
Final question for you, sir. Waking up at Fort Stewart this morning, what do you think the mood on the base is?
Well, I tell you, when I had my base, when I was a base commander, I had a lockdown situation myself. First and foremost, I think you want to provide for all counseling, especially with that unit within the 3rd Infantry Division that Sergeant Radford was assigned to. But you want to have the chain of command. I guarantee you will be providing, counseling if needed and so forth. I think you'll also need to make sure that the entire installation, there are those 16,000 family members also. You want to make sure that they are safe and secure. This is a very unique situation. I would have highest of confidence of the ranks, from private all the way up to general officer, but nonetheless, you want to communicate to your soldiers and their family members and loved ones there at Fort Stewart that the chain of command is addressing this. And I would also, final point is, I would underscore, and you did this at the top of our conversation, underscore really how proud you are of those soldiers responding and how effective the Army was at Fort Stewart, the 3rd Infantry Division team, of taking care of those wounded soldiers. And first and foremost, thoughts and prayers go to those who are wounded and under medical care right now, to get them back on their feet as soon as possible.
Indeed, and the heroic soldiers that went in there and stopped it, because, listen, there are schools on this base. This could have escalated to a really horrific situation. Lieutenant General Richard Newton, Lieutenant General, thank you so much for your time, sir.
Delighted to be with you. Take care.
There you go. Any new developments on the suspect and the shooting at Fort Stewart, we will bring it to you live here on 95.5 WSB. I say this with mixed emotions. It's our final $1,000 Thursday of the summer. It's been a fun ride. I want to give away $3,000, starting with $1K right now. 9 a.m. keyword. Ooh, did I pull up the right one, Deborah? Oh, my goodness. I want to make sure I get the right keyword.
I think so.
You say the keyword, because I think
the keyword matching the weather is hot.
Hot.
H-O-T.
Okay.
Hot.
That's what I want to make sure I didn't. Hot. It's not too hot today, but it's going to be really hot if you win $1,000. 9 a.m. keyword is hot. H-O-T. Enter the keyword hot into the WSB Radio app or online at WSBradio.com. You got till 9:59 a.m. to enter and win $1,000. Again, the keyword is hot. H-O-T. Checking the temperature. Is it hot or cool on the roadways? Live to the traffic center, Mike Shields.
Pretty warm out there, Mark. Well, like in DeKalb County, where a crash just moved to the right shoulder. Outbound, 85 northbound, Pleasantdale Road, exit 96. All lanes back open. So sluggish, though, as you leave 285 eastbound, especially at Buford Highway, ramping onto I-85 northbound through downtown. Lots of brake lights, 75, 85 northbound. Slow from University Avenue, getting through the Grady Curve. Connector southbound on and off the brakes as you leave Atlantic Station, getting down to North Avenue. This report is brought to you by Peach Pass and the new Peach Pass Go mobile app. The Peach Pass Go mobile app helps you get there faster with new and improved features, and more coming soon. Download the new Peach Pass Go mobile app today at peachpass.com. I'm Mike Shields, 95.5 WSB.
If you have the WSB Radio app.
If you have the WSB app.
All the notifications you need.
If you have the WSB app.
All the local and breaking news alerts you need.
Breaking news in Cobb County.
All in one place.
We'll send out an alert on the WSB app.
The 95.5 WSB app.
Download it from your app store today. It's not going away, that spot you're trying to ignore on the ceiling, and it's only going to get worse. Hey, it's Dave Baker, host of the Home Fix-It Show from my experts at Findlay Roofing. The roof guys. Your roof is long overdue to be replaced, and now Findlay has 0% financing available, so it's even easier to get a new roof. Get started today with a Findlay Roofing free roof analysis, then take advantage of the 0% financing available. FindlayRoofing.com.
Roof. I'm here with Chris Hoffman, the founder of Hoffman Financial Group and host of Money Unleashed. Chris, with all the things we're reading, seeing, and living through these days, from rate cuts, election season, and now a new administration, now seems like a great time to make sure we have that comprehensive plan in place, you know, the one that covers all our financial bases.
There are occasions throughout the year where I feel like it's critical for people to engage their financial lives and get the information that they deserve from a financial advisory team. And this is one of those times, to be quite frank. So we ask that you call us if you have a minimum of $500,000 in your full portfolio. But we're going to do away with that minimum so that those folks can have an equal opportunity to understand what's in their portfolio as well. Now, you have to have some money, right? I can't help you to build your wealth at work, right? But I sure can help, I believe, with your 401k, IRA management. There's probably 2 or 3 things that'll surprise you that you may want to take action on. So the next 10 people that call in will work up either a portfolio x-ray, or if you feel like you need a full retirement plan, go to unleashyourmoney.com, click on portfolio x-ray, or click on full retirement plan. We think you'll be impressed enough, and we want you to become a client. There's no question about it. We believe that we are a very competent fiduciary advisory team, and we want to offer that to our listeners. Let Hoffman Financial Group actually show you how we perform, and I believe we perform at the pinnacle of this industry.
Call the Hoffman Financial Group at 404-737-3858, 404-737-3858, or online at unleashyourmoney.com. Investment advisory services offered through Brookstone Wealth Advisors, a registered investment advisor. Insurance and annuities offered through Hoffman Financial Group Incorporated, Georgia Insurance License number 163546.
Attention men, does ED and PE have you down? Well, great news. Choice Men's Health has the latest breakthrough treatments that can get you up and running. Meet the specialist who is dedicated to helping you perform better than ever in the bedroom.
Hi, I'm Dr. Katz, Chief Medical Director at Choice Men's Health. Our custom treatment plans have a 98% success rate at improving ED and PE on your very first visit, even if Viagra and Cialis have failed. Regardless of your age and medical history, we are here and dedicated to help you regain your love life.
Don't wait. Call Choice Men's Health now. We are so confident we can help. For a limited time, we're offering to cover your first treatment for free. Call 404-400-1170. Call now to claim your free treatment. 404-400-1170. Results guaranteed on your first visit, or it's free. 404-400-1170. Choice Men's Health, the only choice for your health.
Exciting news for homeowners out there. This is Deborah Morton, host of Inside Georgia Real Estate here on WSB every Saturday at 1 p.m. My team and I are now proud partners with the iconic real estate brand, The Agency. As we launch the Atlanta market, we now have multiple offices covering Metro Atlanta. What this means for you as a home buyer or seller is that you will now have access to the agency's global resources. In this changing market, it is essential to hire the most experienced agency to represent you. And if you're a seller, you'll get the agency's proprietary marketing, which brings you more buyers, more offers, and ultimately sell your home for more money. My team and I are here for you as your real estate experts. In the meantime, we have all your answers about real estate every Saturday at 1 p.m. right here on WSB. And you can always reach out to me at InsideGeorgiaRealEstate.com. That's InsideGeorgiaRealEstate.com, now partners with the Agency Atlanta.
Sad news in the Aram household yesterday, Deborah. We broke our 3-day streak of free weather. And Maya's like, it's pretty hot up here. Can we turn the AC on? So, yeah, it's going to be a little warmer today. I believe Christina says high in the low 80s. Her full 5-day forecast just minutes away. A reminder, this is the final, sadly, $1,000 Thursday of the summer. Got a chance to win $1,000, 9 a.m., 10 a.m., 11 a.m. through my show, all the way up to 4 p.m. Your 9 a.m. keyword is HOT. H-O-T, HOT. Enter the keyword HOT into the WSB Radio app or at WSBradio.com. Don't forget, if you get a phone call after 10 a.m. from a number you don't recognize, pick it up, pick it up, pick it up. Could be us telling you won $1,000. Again, your 9 a.m. keyword is HOT. H-O-T. All right, Judd's got your news, weather, and traffic. When we come back, major developments coming out of the big meeting yesterday in the Kremlin with Steve Witkoff and Vladimir Putin. We'll go to the nation's capital, get an update there. Might we see a face-to-face meeting between Trump, Putin, and Zelensky? It's on the table. The very latest coming up next on The Mark Arum Show. Social media is active at Mark Arum and at WSB Radio.
Hi, I'm Brian, your friend and jeweler here at Shane Company. Come on in, feel at home, and let's find your dream engagement ring. I'm proud to work for a company that puts customers first and lets them shop the way they want to. See, we believe shopping for an engagement ring should be fun, without any of the pressure. We don't work on commission, so finding your dream ring is truly on your terms. We'll be right by your side as your friend and jeweler to help you find a ring more beautiful than you imagined, and stick to your budget too. We have all of the styles and all of the smiles. You can even watch our in-house jewelers working their magic inside your neighborhood store. It's that kind of care and craftsmanship that makes Shane Company's free lifetime warranty the best in the business, saving you thousands over time and giving you peace of mind. No appointment necessary, or check us out at shaneco.com. Because a friend knows when you're ready, you're ready. Shane Company, your friend and jeweler.
Worried about market losses? If headlines are keeping you up at night, it's time to take control. Hi, I'm Jeff Jr. with Trajan Wealth, and I know you've worked hard to save. But in times like these, what if can turn into what now? If you're planning to retire or are in retirement, you need a strategy that helps protect your future. At Trajan Wealth, you can capture market gains, protect your account from losses, and guarantee income for life. Right now, you could receive a bonus of up to 30% or annual growth of up to 10% for retirement income. You heard me right. An upfront bonus of up to 30% or annual growth of up to 10%, all guaranteed to boost your lifetime income in retirement. Don't leave your future to chance. Plan with confidence. Call 404-390-4000. That's 404-390-4000.
Annuity guarantees are based on the claims paying ability of the issuing insurance company, DBA, in most states as Trajan Wealth Insurance Solutions.
Live from the Superior Plumbing Studios.
News,
weather,
traffic.
95.5 WSB.
Atlanta's News and Talk.
It is 9:30. I'm Judd Hickenbotham. News this half hour brought to you by TE Certified Electrical, Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling. Our top story, military investigators continue to review this morning the circumstances of that shooting at Fort Stewart that left 5 soldiers wounded.
A workplace dispute may be behind the shooting allegedly perpetrated by Sergeant Cornelius Radford. All 5 wounded soldiers were initially taken to a medical facility at Fort Stewart.
3 of the 5 required surgical intervention. 2 have been transported to Memorial Hospital in Savannah, Georgia for additional care.
General John Lubis says the accused shooter is now in custody awaiting next steps.
Sergeant Radford has been interviewed by the Army Criminal Investigation Division and is currently in pretrial confinement awaiting a charging decision.
All 5 wounded soldiers are expected to be okay. Graham Carroll, 95.5 WSB.
It is 71 degrees now in Midtown Atlanta. WSB meteorologist Christina Edwards says look for partly cloudy skies today. The high getting into the mid-80s should be pretty nice. Could see a stray shower, though, this afternoon into the evening. Better chance of rain rolling in this weekend. Atlanta's most accurate and dependable forecast is coming up. Well, specifics are said to be finalized, but not yet released, following this morning's word that President Trump and Putin have agreed to sit down in the near future to discuss the war in Ukraine. BBC's Steve Rosenberg notes that Trump had set a deadline of tomorrow for the Russian president to reach a ceasefire in its war with Ukraine or face a significant sanction.
We've moved from that to talking about, well, let's have a summit. And it looks as if Donald Trump and Vladimir Putin are going to do what President Trump and President Putin said they wanted to do back in February when they had their first telephone call, rebuild their relations.
The Kremlin reportedly declined a White House suggestion to include Ukrainian President Zelensky as part of that meeting. Cobb County residents can expect a quicker response the next time they call 911.
It's called NextGen 911, and it provides a range of technology improvements, says Desmond Harris with Cobb County Emergency Communications.
It helps us get better location information, more accurate location information, enhanced call routing. So instead of having to be transferred as often, people will get to the correct center quicker.
Harris says this can save time in an emergency. The technology will also allow the department to receive pictures and videos in addition to calls and text messages. In Cobb County, Jonathan O'Brien, 95.5 WSB.
And groundbreaking is scheduled for today for a new parking deck in downtown Roswell. Apparently it is needed. City officials say it'll bring relief to the busy area while also blending with the character of the surroundings in the downtown area. The parking deck will include 395 parking spots and will be on the corner of Highway 9 and Green Street. It is scheduled to be completed by next summer. It is 9:32 as we check your money, and as increased tariffs go into effect overnight on over 60 U.S. trade partners, Wall Street responding positively as the bell rings here on your Thursday. The Dow is up almost 250 points right now. S&P is up about 36 points, and NASDAQ up almost 1 full percentage point, up about 170 points. Right now, we will keep an eye on those numbers on Wall Street throughout the day. Now live team coverage of traffic and weather. We start in the WSB 24-hour traffic center and Mike Shields.
Hey, Joe, watching a crash off to the right now as you leave I-285, making your way into Norcross on 85 northbound, just past I-285, right at Pleasantdale Road, exit 96. That crash back on the right shoulder. All lanes are open, but the crowd continues 85 southbound, leaving 316 out of Duluth down to 285. 400 southbound improving, still sluggish show between Old Milton Parkway and Holcomb Bridge Road, and waves of volume 75 southbound in Marietta from 575 down to I-285. I'm Mike Shields, 95.5 WSB.
This is WSB meteorologist Christina Epworth. It's partly cloudy and an isolated pop-up shower possible this afternoon, but mainly dry, high 85. Lows tonight in the mid-60s. Tomorrow, mix of sun and clouds, high 84. Increasing cloud cover on Saturday, high 83.
It is currently 71 degrees in Brazelton, 72 in Fairburn, 71 degrees in Midtown Atlanta at 9:34. More news at 10. Breaking news when it happens. I'm Judd Hickenbotham, 95.5 WSB.
I'm Chris Chandler. Join us for Atlanta's Morning News starting at 5 a.m. Friday. We'll end this back-to-school week with the weekend forecast for you, and we'll tell you why Clark Howard's wary of using a QR code to pay for your parking on WSB.
Investigation Division. So let's kick off with some questions.
We are currently monitoring a press conference from authorities at Fort Stewart. We'll check that out and head to D.C. for the latest on a possible meeting between Trump, Putin, and Zelensky. 2 minutes away on the Mark Arum Show.
Two houses, same neighborhood, nearly identical. But one had an orchard sign, and it sold for way more. So what happened? Well, the first homeowner used a traditional agent. And after weeks of sitting on the market, price drops, and mounting frustration, they settled for less than they'd hoped for. The second homeowner chose Orchard. Their local orchard agent didn't just list the home, they knew how to market it properly. They knew which upgrades would attract serious buyers, brought in pros to handle the prep, and positioned the home to sell for top dollar. And thanks to Orchard's Move First, Sell Later program, that homeowner moved into their new place before the old one even hit the market. No showings, no disruptions, no living in limbo. That's the difference. Never settle for less. Get more with Orchard. Start with a free home valuation at orchard.com. That's orchard.com.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now.
800-575-2798.
Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS.
Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start.
Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems.
We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau.
You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com
or call 800-575-2798. That's 800-575-2798.
Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
9:36 on this Thursday edition of the Mark Arum Show. $1,000 Thursday edition of the Mark Arum Show. I should mention your 9 a.m. keyword is hot. H-O-T, hot. Pop that into the WSB Radio app or at WSBRadio.com. You could win $1,000 before 10 a.m. All right, this is Daniel Driscoll, Secretary of the Army, at a press conference at Fort Stewart. Let's listen in briefly.
Into their formations as quickly as we possibly can. And then one of the things that we had said at the meeting earlier with the soldiers from this unit is, General Lubis and I were reflecting on this in the car ride. These kind of moments, especially if you've deployed, you've gotten to see them more frequently, the trauma from them often doesn't hit for weeks or months on it. Like it doesn't come as quickly as you might think. And so what we try to encourage for all of our soldiers is to speak up, lean on each other.
All right, we're going to monitor this. The newsroom's monitoring it. Vinny's monitoring it. Any new information, we will pass it along to you. Again, the soldiers are okay that were injured. 5 were injured. They're all expected to survive. The suspect is in custody. Developments on this story, we'll bring it to you here throughout the day on 95.5 WSB. All right, joining us now from ABC News, our buddy Stephen Portnoy. Stephen, good morning. Possibly some big news coming out of Moscow yesterday. Might we actually see a meeting between President Trump and Russian President Vladimir Putin?
We might, and it seems to be conditioned on the idea that Putin is going to agree to meet with Volodymyr Zelensky in the same room with Trump. This is something that came out of a meeting yesterday that the president's special envoy, Steve Witkoff, had at the Kremlin with Vladimir Putin. It went for more than 3 hours. And afterward, the White House says the Russians told Witkoff that Putin would like to meet with Trump. We're told the president said he'd be open to it if Putin would agree to have Volodymyr Zelensky in the room. And an aide says if it can all come together, maybe this will all happen as soon as next week. Now, that would be a heck of a thing to throw together such an important international summit in such a short period of time. Doesn't mean it can't happen, but, man, that would be really something.
That would be
the president said yesterday was a very good prospect.
Right. I mean, just thinking about those 3 world leaders in the same room, that would be a stunning image just on its surface.
Well, that's the kind of event that this president likes to put on. I mean, you remember all the similarly extraordinary summits of the first term when Trump would meet not just with Putin but also with Kim Jong-un more than once. He stepped over the DMZ line into North Korea, becoming the first American president ever to do that. And so the idea here is he wants to take bold steps to try to bring what he hopes will be peace. Now, look, there's a backdrop here. Just this week, just yesterday, the president announced that imported goods from India would be face a tax, a new tariff, up to 50% that Americans would pay. Americans would pay. I have to say it more than once just so it sinks in. Americans pay tariffs, and the tariff on imported goods from India would go from 25% to 50% under the president's pen. And the whole idea here is to punish Russia because India buys a lot of oil from Russia. And so if there's a tax on imported goods from India, maybe Americans would be less inclined to buy imported goods from India, and therefore India gets punished for doing business with Russia. And you also have nuclear submarines that are moving because of something that former President Medvedev said that angered the president. So you have a lot going on. And yesterday, there's this idea that maybe Trump could get a 3-way summit to end the war that's been going on for 3.5 years. The president said yesterday there's a very good prospect that this could happen. He was asked, though, whether he believes that Putin is operating in good faith, and he said he can't answer that question, but we'll know in a matter of weeks, maybe less.
Yeah, that big meeting yesterday, Stephen, between Witkoff and Vladimir Putin, did we ever get a readout or comment from Witkoff on the American side of how things went?
Well, the president called it a highly productive meeting. He said yesterday a lot of progress has been made. The specific details on, is Vladimir Putin prepared to make concessions to end the war? Is he prepared to give back territory in Ukraine that his troops have seized? That's not clear, but it may be that sometime over the course of that meeting, Putin laid out a roadmap to what he could see as a way to end the war. We don't know.
Just doing the math, President Trump originally gave a 50-day window of negotiation for Russia and then pared it down to 10 days. If my math is correct, that window closes tomorrow, but with the possibility of setting up a bilateral meeting, maybe the president kicks that deadline down the road a little bit?
Maybe, or I don't know. I mean, what was he prepared to do to enforce the deadline? That's not clear either. So what we have seen, though, is the tariffs that have now been put in place on goods that Americans import from India, and the president suggested there could be additional secondary tariffs applied on imported goods from other countries. And the whole idea here is to go after Russia's customers. Again, it's American customers who buy the goods who would actually be paying the tariffs. Remember that. Every time you hear the president say he's going to put tariffs on a certain country, he's actually applying duties and taxes on Americans who buy goods. That's what he's doing.
Stephen Portnoy, ABC News. Stephen, as always, appreciate your time.
You bet.
I'm dubious that they're going to be able to get all three world leaders in the same room. I don't know where this would occur. Geneva, Switzerland, maybe. I don't know. Is Deborah, is Putin even allowed in certain countries?
Oh, yeah. I'm sure he's not allowed.
Yeah, I'm sure. Yeah. So I don't know. But can you imagine? Please let there be video cameras in that meeting. And B, let it happen between 9 a.m. and noon Eastern, Monday through Friday, so we can carry that live. That would be remarkable. So that deadline for the additional tariffs is tomorrow. Apparently, a bunch of new tariffs went into effect today. We'll update the tariff news a little bit later on the show. But this is why I don't trade stocks. I would have said, new tariffs, the market's going to crash. Markets are up now. Sizable. Dow's up over 200. NASDAQ's up 200. S&P's up about 40 points. So, again, that's why you don't ever. I'll give you $1 million ideas on the show all the time, but don't ever take stock advice from me. I don't know how to play the markets. I don't know. I can pick winners in the NCAA pool at WSB Radio.
Roulette wheel.
I do good well on the roulette wheel. I'm great at fantasy football, but don't ever ask me for stock advice, because I would have thought that the market would be down today with the new tariff news. All right, a couple of transportation stories, Deborah. Huge ground stop yesterday from United Airlines. I had some friends on social media that were basically stuck in the Midwest. What happened with United?
Yeah, they had a big ground stop yesterday, mostly affecting big cities like Chicago, San Francisco, Houston, and Newark. So kind of all across the U.S. here. But it wasn't weather-related, and it wasn't air traffic controller-related either. They basically came forward and said there was a technology issue going on, but they didn't really give any other details more than that. So we don't know if it was another one of those hacker things or just a system that went down.
Yeah, I saw one of my friends was flying out of Chicago. And her flight, I'm going to forget the timeline, but let's say her flight was leaving at 1:30 and she was at the airport at noon, and she got an alert that her flight had already left. There was something really wonky going on. She's like, what is this time travel? How did my flight leave? Anyway, but is it fixed? The ground stop, everything's fine now with
Everything
United?
should be back to, well, I don't know if everything is back to normal,
Okay.
but they're back to flights. Yeah, I don't think they've rescheduled everything, but they're back to normal as they can be.
All right, one more transportation story. I've never purchased anything from a duty-free shop. In all my international travels, I've gone into them, but I really don't know what's going on in duty-free shops. Like, is there paperwork? My ignorance keeps me from buying them, but I know they're popular. Deborah, you do a lot of international travel.
Mm-hmm.
Do you hit those duty-free shops?
No, there's nothing in there that I really need. That's not the kind of stuff that I buy or collect.
Yeah, but I mean, there's like chocolate and bottles of booze, and I don't know. Longoria, you vacationed or honeymooned in Amsterdam. Did you,
I
did you hit the duty-free shop?
That's one shop I did not. Yeah, I can't bring that back.
Can't bring that stuff back. All right, so this is an interesting duty-free shop. It's not what someone bought at the duty-free shop, but they use their duty-free purchases as a vehicle to commit a crime, Deborah. And the crime was trafficking cocaine.
This was a U.S. Embassy staffer, too. This is in the Dominican Republic, and he was busted for smuggling cocaine into New York. So the interesting thing is that he would stash all these drugs into duty-free items, like bottles of Johnny Walker, Marlboro cigarette cartons, even little snack boxes of like Choco Pies. They would put all the drugs in there, and they would try to pass them through duty-free. Now, this has been going on since 2023. They just recently busted him, though, but he's been a security officer at the Santo Domingo Embassy for about 7 years, and now he is charged with conspiring to import cocaine into the States.
Now, that's an interesting angle on this. Because he's a U.S. Embassy staffer, does he are there different security protocols for him re-entering the country? You know, he doesn't have to go in the normal schlub line like we do. Because, diplomatic immunity, like along those lines. Is that why he's like, oh, they don't check me. I'm a diplomat. I work at the
Just
embassy.
like, oh, you've got 15 bottles of Johnny Walker.
Yeah.
Everything's fine.
Oh, you're drunk, but and 4 cartons of Marlboro. Interesting. I wonder if that was part of the scam, that he doesn't go through the normal security check through airport security. But I don't know if no, that's not a dumb criminal. If it was working for 2 years, you got to commit the crime and then get out.
Can you play the sounder anyway?
Of the dumb criminal sounder? I think, you resent it to me right after
I did.
All right, so I'm going to say not a dumb criminal. It was dumb.
A dumb criminal.
The dumb part was continuing to do it. Once you traffic that cocaine, be one and done. Don't try to push your luck. Get in, get out, and keep on moving. All right, one headline that just popped from that press conference at Fort Stewart. One of the shooting victims is going to be released from the hospital this weekend. So good news there. Again, 5 injured, none critically. All will be okay, and one will be released this weekend. $1,000 Thursday, 9 a.m. keyword is HOT, H-O-T, HOT. Pop that into the WSB Radio app or WSBRadio.com/cash. You have until 9:59 a.m. to enter the keyword HOT. All right, let's go back to Atlanta's only 24-hour traffic center. How we doing now, Mike Shields?
Yeah, trouble in Midtown. Live look at Jam Cam center lane blocked right now. Mark 7585 southbound just past 10th Street, exit 250. And that's, of course, putting extra pressure on 75 south as you approach Howell Mill Road. 85 southbound slow, leaving Georgia 400. And roadwork set up now in Stockbridge once again today. 675 northbound getting past Highway 138. That blocks a right lane. This report is brought to you by Active Pest Control. Enjoy a pest-free home with Active Pest Control's pest-free 365 service. For your free no-obligation quote, call or visit ActivePestControl.com today. I'm Mike Shields, 95.5 WSB.
In Atlanta, there is always something happening.
Tanker truck crashed into the median.
The Triple Team Traffic Center has you covered.
No traffic getting through in either direction.
Helping you on your commute.
Avoid the area at all costs. Take Highway 155 or Highway 4223.
Brought to you by the Cool Ray Lifetime Parts and Labor Warranty.
95.5 WSB, Atlanta's News and Talk.
Raise your hand if you want booming internet. My hand is raised, even though I already have booming internet, thanks to my friends at Xfinity. Hey, it's Mark Aaron back with you. The most reliable Wi-Fi with the best in-class equipment. Xfinity Wi-Fi is booming, friends. Whether you're streaming, gaming, or working from home, Xfinity Wi-Fi booming. Do more of what you love and love how fast you do it with Xfinity Internet. And check out this great combo. Xfinity combines the power of the internet and mobile, so you've got lightning fast speeds at home and on the go. With Xfinity Internet and mobile together, the Wi-Fi is booming wherever you are. Get Xfinity Internet and mobile and supercharge your phone with Wi-Fi Power Boost for the ultimate connection. Amazing booming internet and mobile, stronger together. Restrictions apply. Xfinity Mobile requires Xfinity Internet Wi-Fi Power Boost available to Xfinity Mobile customers only. Actual speeds vary. All the details online at Xfinity.com.
When it comes to your home, quality is crucial. Trust the Plus. Painting Plus. The Plus means siding, gutters, windows, decks, porches, roofing, and of course, painting.
Hi, I'm Charlie, owner of Painting Plus and the Plus family of businesses. Quality comes first. We have the most experienced exterior craftsmen in the industry.
If your home's exterior has it, the Plus can improve it. Painting Plus. Siding, gutters, windows, decks, porches, roofing, and more. Trust the Plus. PaintingPlus.com.
Men, trouble in the bedroom? Not anymore. Priority Men's Medical Center restores your love life in just one visit. Their painless breakthrough treatments eliminate ED and PE. Here's a specialist in men's health.
I'm Dr. Simovitz. Have Viagra or Cialis let you down? Priority Men's Medical Center offers the most effective treatments that eliminate ED and PE, with men lasting longer than ever. 98% of patients see instant results on their first visit.
Priority Men's Medical Center's breakthrough treatments eliminate ED and PE, regardless of age or medical history. Your consultation and first treatment are free. You'll see instant results in the office. Plus, qualified patients get their testosterone checked free. Call 404-885-8885. 404-885-8885. To restore your love life in just one visit, call now. 404-885-8885.
If you're ready for real European car lovers to work on your Porsche, Mercedes-Benz, BMW, Audi, discover Wolfpan European Auto Repair in Roswell. And for a limited time, get a free second opinion on repairs when you mention you heard about Wolfpan on the radio. Search Wolfpan Auto Repair to get started.
At Butler Lexus of South Atlanta, you're their priority. From personalized service to luxury amenities, they make sure you feel valued every step of the way. Buying or servicing, your experience matters. Call 800-NEW-LEXUS. Butler Lexus South Atlanta, the standard of amazing.
Paid for by Christian Care Ministry.
Let's see, if something costs less, a lot less, but people are actually happier with it, that sounds like something to look into, and that's MediShare. Maybe you've heard joining MediShare can save you or your family up to $500 a month, and that's huge, but it's also true. People are just happier with it. They love being part of something that reflects and promotes their values and what they believe in. MediShare works, too. It's been around for 30 years now, and members have shared more than $7 billion of each other's bills. People love having telehealth and a huge nationwide PPO network, so yeah, really, you can save a ton and like it better. Imagine being happy with how you're taking care of your health care, whether you're self-employed or part of the gig economy, or you just want a plan that you're happy with. Here you go. You can call right now and get a price within 2 minutes. A very, very smart use of 2 minutes. Here's the number you need. It's 855-51-BIBLE. That's 855-51-BIBLE. 855-51-BIBLE.
Hello, Jerry.
Hello, Newman. Hello, Newman. Happy birthday, Newman. Wayne Knight played Newman on Seinfeld, turned 70 today. Why do you care? He's a UGA grad. Wayne Knight graduated from the University of Georgia. He turns 70. He was great in Jurassic Park, too. He's great in everything. Absolutely love Wayne Knight. Love to get him on the show. Happy 70th birthday to Mr. Wayne Knight. All right, I mentioned it's only going to be a 6 on the Mark Arum Show back sweat meter today. It's not the 100-degree heat we were suffering in July. I can assume that, Longoria, you're a little, you're like me in the fact that, like, I will leave a bottle of water in the car, forget to bring it in, and it stays in there.
Oh, yeah.
Do you ever drink that bottle of water if it's been in the hot car for an extended period of time?
No, I try not to.
You try not to?
Yeah, I mean, there's been times where I'm like, oh, I'm dying of thirst.
Exactly, same. So apparently our instinct to not drink that bottle of water that was left in the hot car is right. We shouldn't do that, even if you're thirsty. Bad stuff can happen, Deborah, when you leave a plastic bottle of water in a hot car.
Yeah, be careful if you're doing that, if you're leaving that plastic water in your car during these hot summer days, because many of the single-use plastic water bottles, they're made from a plastic that can break down once it reaches a certain heat, and that releases chemicals in your body that can disrupt endocrine, which is hormones, and they also just start growing bacteria because, you know, there's also disgusting other stuff sitting in your car. So if they've been open in the sun, they've been left in the sun, just throw it out, get another fresh bottle of water.
What if it's like a sealed bottle? Does that matter?
Well, the sealed bottle still heats up and they can still get the chemicals. They might not have like the bacteria that you used to drink it and then put it back or anything, but they still have those chemicals.
Does it cause Legionnaire's disease?
Yes, I think that's what the big breakout was from.
All right. So do me a favor, Deborah. I'm going to play a story here, and when we come back, I want you to explain exactly what the heck Legionnaire's disease is. Another outbreak in New York City. ABC's Lionel Moyes.
At least 3 people losing their lives in recent days, with up to 70 cases now reported. Experts say the bacteria can often be traced to water treatment facilities not properly maintained. It can also be spread through humidifiers and condensers from large air conditioning systems. In the New York cases, nearly a dozen cooling towers have been identified as the culprit.
I was going to say Legionnaires, just the name makes it sound medieval. But when he said the AC, I remember there was Legionnaires breakout in hotels.
Yeah.
In Vegas, my buddy got it. We were out there years ago. He was out there years ago for the World Series of Poker, and he got Legionnaire's disease staying at one of the hotels there. It was not good. So what is like? Is it a respiratory thing?
It causes respiratory issues, most likely pneumonia.
Yeesh. People are dying from this.
Yeah.
3 people lost their lives. 70 cases now reported. All right, so all right, sounds medieval, but they didn't have aircon in the medieval days, so it's a different thing. Legionnaires, hand, foot, and mouth disease, like all of these diseases. I'm like, shouldn't these have been eradicated?
They're all coming back.
Like you would have thought, but Legionnaire's disease, I guess, isn't a medieval disease. All right, you've got a couple minutes left to enter the keyword in the 5K a day bonus blitz, friends. Your 9 a.m. keyword is HOT, H-O-T, HOT. Pop that into the WSB Radio app or online at WSBradio.com. You have until 9:59 a.m. to enter. So you got 3 minutes left. Enter that keyword. You get $1,000. Chance to win $1,000. Keyword is HOT, H-O-T, HOT. Don't forget, if you get a phone call after 9:59 a.m. from a number you do not recognize, pick it up, pick it up, pick it up. It could be us telling you you won $1,000. We've had a couple of those, Deborah, where we chose a winner and they didn't answer, and we had to go to the next person. Like, we don't have time for this.
We're not going to leave you a message.
Yeah, exactly. Hey, it's Vinny from the Mark Aram Show. you just lost $1,000. Actually, that'd be kind of funny to leave the voicemail. You should
record that message.
You should have answered. Should have answered Jackwagon. Could have won it anyway. If some jackwagon doesn't answer, you get a chance to win $1,000. Again, the keyword is HOT, H-O-T. This is the final $1,000 Thursday of the summer. So your last 7 chances to win $7K today on 95.5 WSB. Keywords at 9 a.m., which I just gave you, HOT, H-O-T, 10 a.m., 11 a.m., all the way up to 4 p.m., and Eric Von Hessler and the Doctrinaire. So your keyword is HOT. All right, Sabrina's got news, weather, and traffic. When we come back, more movement on the Epstein-Maxwell saga. More information about her new penitentiary digs and what happened to that Epstein dinner that was supposed to happen at the vice president's house yesterday. We'll get the latest from D.C. on that. Social media is active at Mark Aram. You got a minute 30. Enter that keyword HOT, H-O-T. Good luck. You could win $1,000 in mere minutes on 95.5 WSB.
WSB Atlanta, WSB FM, and HD1 Doraville. 95.5 WSB, Atlanta's News and Talk.
Welcome to Window Wisdom with North Georgia Replacement Windows. We are here with the owners and experts, Ted Kirk and Jonathan Cullum. Jonathan, when I drive around, I've noticed plenty of rotted and foggy windows. Why do so many people put off their window projects?
In our experience, they think it's going to be too expensive, or they've heard the nightmare stories of high-pressure, buy-it-now salespeople.
So, Ted, what is North Georgia Replacement Windows doing to help make this problem easier?
Well, you can start small. We allow homeowners to do as many or as few windows as they'd like at one time. We also offer a 3-year price lock guarantee on our Infinity from Marvin Fiberglass windows and doors, which gives you 3 full years to complete your project without worrying about the product cost going up.
Any recommendations on how to handle the unscrupulous sales tactics?
You don't deserve that. Just call us instead. We're different. We provide a stress-free experience with quick, accurate proposals without pressure or pricing games. There's plenty of good reasons why other window and door companies don't want you to see us.
You guys really do make window and door shopping simple. Is there anything else you want to add that may help someone wanting to get their window project started?
First, some advice. Do your research. All windows are not the same. Infinity from Marvin Fiberglass windows are beautiful, not big and bulky like vinyl composite windows. And we have some smart money plans available with 0% interest rates and some low payment plans. You can experience the Infinity from Marvin Fiberglass difference in the comfort of your home, or Jonathan and I would love to personally invite you to our Alpharetta showroom where you could see the differences for yourself.
It's time for back to school savings at North Georgia Replacement Windows. Enjoy 18% off your project plus up to 18 months no interest, no payment financing. Visit ngwindows.com for all the details. ngwindows.com.
Infinity from Marvin Replacement Windows, yeah.
News, weather,
traffic. 95.5 WSB, Atlanta's News and Talk.
Hi there, good morning. It is 10 o'clock. I'm Sabrina Cupid. This news is sponsored by Dr. Ruth. New this morning, we are learning more about the mass shooting at Georgia's Fort Stewart Wednesday. At a news briefing that just wrapped up, Secretary of the Army Dan Driscoll says the soldiers who took down that suspect are heroes.
One of the soldiers tackled the person, so just think about this. They were unarmed and ran at and tackled an armed person who they knew was actively shooting their buddies, their colleagues, their fellow soldiers. Another soldier jumped on top of the person to subdue them until federal law enforcement was able to arrive.
And Secretary Driscoll presented medals to the soldiers who stopped the suspect and provided care to the injured. The suspect, identified as 28-year-old Sergeant Cornelius Radford, is from Jacksonville, Florida. He was a logistics sergeant assigned to the 2nd Brigade combat team. He'd been at that base for about 3 years. In all, 5 soldiers injured. 3 have been released from the hospital. Still no word on a motive. A mix of sun and clouds today, and isolated pop-up rain showers possible, and much warmer today, headed for a high of 85, says WSB meteorologist Christina Edwards. Russian President Vladimir Putin says that he hopes to meet next week with President Trump, possibly in the United Arab Emirates. The news coming this morning on the eve of a White House deadline for Russia to show progress towards ending the 3-year-old war in Ukraine. Well, those new higher tariffs, some of them are now in effect, and Rachel Scott has more from Washington.
After months of pauses and extensions, overnight, President Trump's punishing new tariffs finally snapping into effect. More than 90 countries now facing tariffs ranging from 15% to as high as 41%, while almost all imported goods remain subject to a 10% tariff. Those tariffs will be paid by companies, but economists warn the costs may be passed on to consumers.
Yeah, and a new analysis saying that those tariffs could actually drive up the cost of car insurance.
Insurance comparison website Insurify released a new analysis on Wednesday that shows the cost of full coverage car insurance could jump 7% by year's end. The report says the increase is possible if prolonged tariffs lead to significant losses by insurers. Insurify said the U.S. has imposed several rounds of tariffs that raise the cost of auto parts, thus increasing the cost of repair claims for insurers.
And that's Michael Kastner. He says that in turn could lead to insurance companies raising your premiums. And speaking of money, more Americans finding themselves unemployed.
The latest look at weekly claims for unemployment benefits finds 226,000 filings in the week leading up to August 2nd. That's an increase of 7,000 from the week before. In all, 1.9 million Americans are receiving benefits, 38,000 more than the last week of July.
All right, let's take a look at the markets. We are in the green this morning. The Dow's up 140 at 44,333. NASDAQ is up almost a full percent. The S&P is up more than 0.5%. Time now for live team coverage of traffic and weather. Here is smiling Mark McKay.
Morning, Sabrina. We have a crowd in Clarkston on 285 headed south. Lawrenceville Highway is where the brake lights begin. We'll be scanning the jam cam looking for trouble on 285 south near Memorial Drive, exit 41. Outer loop really thinning out across the north side. Tap of the brakes now, nothing more between Doraville and Dunwoody on 285 west. Still crowded out of Duluth on 85 south, leaving Highway 316 down to Indian Trail Road and rolling into Midtown Atlanta through northwest Atlanta and northeast Atlanta. The 75 and 85 southbound trek starts to break free as you pass Georgia Tech. Smiler Mark McKay, 95.5 WSB.
I'm WSB meteorologist Christina Upwards. A mix of sun and clouds today, mainly dry, high 85. An isolated pop-up shower can't be ruled out. Lows tonight in the mid-60s. Tomorrow, a mix of sun and clouds, high 84. Partly cloudy on Saturday, highs in the low 80s.
73 degrees in Brookhaven and Roswell. Fayetteville has 71. We'll have more news at 10:30. Breaking news when it happens. I'm Sabrina Cupid, 95.5 WSB.
Welcome back to the show and a good Thursday morning to you. Mark Arum here, you there. It's 10:04, 4 minutes after 10 o'clock. This is the Mark Arum Show, live Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to noon on 95.5 WSB. The whole gang with us today. Deborah, the executive producer of the program. Longoria, the stoic Eskimo on the other side of the takeout window. Vinny, 2 apps screens your calls. Coming up in just a couple of minutes. Going to give you another keyword and $1,000 Thursdays. Congrats to Wendy in beautiful Waleska. She won $1,000 in the 9 a.m. hour. Your chance to win coming up this hour. Final $1,000 Thursday of the summer. I'm sad to report here on 95.5 WSB. Coming up in 1 hour, actor Elijah Wright is going to join us live in studio. What's really cool about Elijah, he's going to be starring in a new Spike Lee film. His dad is Jeffrey Wright, who we all know and love, right? Jeffrey Wright, one of the greatest actors of our generation. So his son is now in the movie business. He's going to join us live in studio in 1 hour. Getting some new information. We dipped in briefly to that press conference going down at Fort Stewart, or starting to get some audio now from it. This is Dan Driscoll, Secretary of the Army, at a press conference moments ago at Fort Stewart.
One of the things that I can say unequivocally is that the fast action of these soldiers under stress and under trauma and under fire absolutely saved lives from being lost.
That's the big headline. No lives lost. The soldiers jumped on the gunman and held him down. 5 people were shot, none critically. In fact, one we learned will be released from the hospital this weekend, which is fantastic. More from Dan Driscoll, Secretary of the Army.
One of the soldiers tackled the person. So just think about this. They were unarmed and ran at and tackled an armed person who they knew was actively shooting their buddies, their colleagues, their fellow soldiers. Another soldier jumped on top of the person to subdue them until federal law enforcement was able to arrive.
Absolute heroes. The suspect in custody. From what we gather thus far, this isn't like what we saw at Fort Hood, which was classified as terrorism. This is more like a workplace shooting, right, Deborah? He had apparently had beef with his coworkers. And a sergeant, he had been arrested for a DUI in the last month or so near Fort Stewart, but there was no communication between the local authorities and the military police on Fort Stewart. So apparently they didn't know that he had that DUI charge. I don't know if that was related or not, but we'll try to get some more audio from that press conference in just a little bit. Yesterday on the show, we told you, reporting that Vice President J.D. Vance was going to hold a dinner at his house with a number of luminaries from the Trump administration. Secretary of State, FBI Director Kash Patel was supposed to be there. Susie Wiles, the Chief of Staff, AG Pam Bondi. That was set to go on last night as the administration kind of plots a way forward dealing with the whole Epstein-Maxwell stuff. New reporting this morning from Elena Treen at the White House.
This is exactly right. I mean, when I had spoken with all of my sources who I talked to for this story, they said that the meeting had appeared to be either moved locations, rescheduled, or canceled all together. We are still, gathering what exactly ended up taking place last night. But the dinner that we had reported on did not go on as planned. And I just want to give you a sense, because you're right. We have seen now Vance and his team denying CNN's reporting, saying that Epstein was not going to be the sole focus of that meeting. But I want to break down what our reporting actually said. Okay, so and this was from multiple sources, including those in the White House, around the White House, very close to all of these key players. Chief of Staff Susie Wiles, Attorney General Pam Bondi, FBI Director Kash Patel, Deputy Attorney General Todd Blanche. All of them were expected to meet at Vance's residence last night to go over really some of the strategy on Epstein, but specifically as well, kind of the rollout of what they're going to be doing next, and also ensuring that everyone is on the same page. Now, I would remind you that the last time we talked about a meeting between Bondi, Wiles, and Patel, it ended in Dan Bongino, the deputy FBI director, storming out of that meeting after being accused that he was leaking stories about Bondi. And so a big part of this, we were told, was also about trying to get everyone on the same team and kind of be a united front as we potentially see more on this kind of trickle out from the administration. Of course, the context that's so important here is that it was scheduled to come as, we know that the Trump administration is weighing whether to release, at least in part, some of the audio or transcript of Blanche's meeting with Ghislaine Maxwell last month. So all to say, all of this came as we did see the president kind of lash out about these questions about Epstein, and specifically questions about our story on that meeting yesterday in the Oval Office. I want you to take a listen to what he said.
Look, the whole thing is a hoax. It's put out by the Democrats because we've had the most successful 6 months in the history of our country. And that's just a way of trying to divert attention to something that's total. Okay?
Now, John, while you see the president clearly frustrated there, swearing in the Oval Office, you had, Tim Cook of Apple just standing nearby as he's taking these questions. There is a growing sense among people in the administration, but specifically here at the White House and the West Wing, that they need to begin to really take over the narrative here and try to control the optics around the Epstein scandal. And that is why they're having these talks and wanting to, considering whether or not to really make public those materials from Maxwell as maybe a good first step in all of this. All to say, unclear if they are going to try and meet again to, really smooth things over between Kash Patel and Pam Bondi and what exactly happened there. But it did not move forward as planned after our story and the media and the intense media scrutiny that was on it.
Yeah, I have no doubt. That was Eleni Trine at the White House this morning. I have no doubt that there were other topics that were going to be discussed, but I also have no doubt that Epstein and Maxwell, that story and how the White House can get in front of this would have been the central subject. We have more information on Epstein and Maxwell. We're going to tell you that in just a second. But on this final $1,000 Thursday of the summer, time to give my friends, you dear listener, the 10 a.m. keyword. 10 a.m. keyword is coin. C-O-I-N, coin. Enter the keyword coin into the WSB Radio app or at WSBRadio.com. You have until 10:59 a.m. to enter the keyword, win $1,000. Your keyword is coin, C-O-I-N, coin. Don't forget, if you get a call after 10:59 from a number you do not recognize, answer it. Could be us telling you won $1,000. Just like Wendy in Waleska. She won $1,000 last hour on $1,000 Thursday. Again, your 10 a.m. keyword is coin. All right, so new information about Ghislaine Maxwell's prison digs, right? She got moved after she gave that long-range interview with Todd Branch. Right after that, she got moved to a lower security prison. Getting more information about Ghislaine Maxwell's new digs.
Yeah, she's not too popular at her new Texas lockup, which is Prison Camp Bryan, and it seems that she's getting some special treatment. She's been put among older prisoners who are at the end of their sentence, and that's to keep her away from some of the younger inmates that don't like her. They think they might attack her. But she can also take part in this First Step Act, which allows prisoners basically to get time off for classes that they take. So like a finance class, a wellness class, reentering society classes. If she does all 9 of these classes, it'll shave more than 4 months off of her sentence.
I can imagine
people do not like that.
Yeah, and the victims released another letter, the Maxwell Epstein victims, saying they want to be represented at whatever meetings go on between the DOJ and Maxwell, whatever testimony she gives. They feel like they deserve to have a voice in these proceedings. I can only imagine what they're going through, right? The Epstein victims never got closure. Epstein never went to trial, killed himself in jail, still in doubt whether he did or not. But they weren't able to see justice brought to him. And now whatever justice they had from Ghislaine Maxwell, that might go away if there is some sort of a deal reached. So I can only imagine the trauma. I mean, that is the most important thing here. More important than, like, what famous men were at Epstein Island. But, the victims, don't forget that these were girls as young as, 13 or 14 that were trafficked by Epstein and Maxwell. Just that should be the focus, the victims. And one of them committed suicide in April because of the torment over this. It's just that the victims should not be lost sight. They deserve justice. They deserve transparency. They deserve everything to come to fruition. Now, I did see something yesterday, Deborah, which is contrary to what we've been hearing from the White House and some other sources. So Donald Trump, President Trump, says that as soon as, this was a story last week, right? He said he broke off his friendship with Jeffrey Epstein after Epstein started poaching masseuses from the Mar-a-Lago spa and taking them to his place in Epstein Island. Now, that occurred around 2000, 2001. Apparently, their friendship didn't end there, though. He was a member at Mar-a-Lago to 2007. I saw a video yesterday from the Jeffrey Epstein biographer, and I can't remember his name, but if you want to look it up, I'm just put Jeffrey Epstein biographer in Google video, and you'll see it. He says that in his book about Jeffrey Epstein that the friendship fractured, and there's no denying it did fracture. They were best friends for 10 years, and then all of a sudden nothing. But the Epstein biographer says it was all about a real estate deal, which makes sense to me. So apparently, again, this is according to the Epstein biographer, around 2005, I believe, there was a mansion in West Palm Beach or Palm Beach that Epstein wanted to buy, and he was bidding $35 million. He was going to offer $35 million on it. And he called up his buddy Trump and said, hey, come to the property with me. I want to get your opinion. Donald Trump, real estate guy. It was apparently he wanted his advice on what to do with the pool in the backyard, or should he put a pool in, or should he move the pool, whatever. So he called up his buddy Donald. They went and visited the property, and he wanted Donald Trump's real estate, advice on what to do. He's going to buy this property. He offered $35 million. What should I do with the pool? Trump then went behind Epstein's back and bid $40 million and got it. Now, according to the Epstein biographer, again, this just go and watch the video and you can judge the truthiness or not of this. But according to Epstein's biographer, Epstein was furious. A, because his buddy went behind his back, and B, at that point, he said that Donald Trump didn't have $40 million to buy this. Whatever financial state he was in at this point in time in 2004 or 2005, Trump didn't have $40 million to buy it. And Epstein thought he got money from some Russian oligarch to buy the mansion. And then fast forward 5 years from then, the mansion that Trump bought for $40 million resold to a Russian oligarch for $95 million. So $55 million profit. And Epstein was like, it's a money laundering thing. But again, this is just from the Epstein biographer. I am not adding any validity to this, but I thought it was a very interesting take. And Epstein was so mad that he threatened to drop a dime on Trump for whatever. And then this is around, and then 2019, Epstein flew back from Paris and was arrested when he landed in New York. Donald Trump was president when that arrest went down. Like, it just was, have you ever had a close friend and then, like, really close friend, and then for whatever reason, the friendship breaks and you go from best friends to, like, mortal enemies? That's what the Epstein biographer was basically saying. It was all around a West Palm mansion. Interesting. 40 mil. Longoria, if I bid $35 million on a Buckhead mansion, you turn around and offer $40 mil,
right.
We're done.
We're done?
We're done.
Okay.
We're done.
Well, when that happens.
Yes. Let that happen.
Yeah. I'd be happy to blow $40 million on something.
Let that happen, that we have the capability to spend $40 million on a mansion. All right, you're going to check traffic in just a second, but a reminder, your $1,000 keyword 10 a.m. hour is coin, C-O-I-N, coin. Enter the keyword coin into the WSB Radio app or online at WSBradio.com. All right, back live to Atlanta's only 24-hour traffic center, live with the latest. Your friend and mine, smiling Mark McKay.
Been tough out of Tucker this morning, Mark, down to Clarkston. Had all lanes shut down for about 5 minutes. DeKalb police helping a tow truck get rid of a stall, take it out of the travel lane, put it on the shoulder, and tow another vehicle away as well on 285 southbound, the inner loop, just below East Ponce to Leon Church Street, exit 40 before Memorial Drive. A few seconds ago, I watched all lanes reopen, but it is difficult as you work your way south on the inner loop from Lawrenceville Highway. Loosening up into Midtown Atlanta on I-85, still slow, leaving Georgia 400 down to 17th Street. Northbound connector on the brakes, University Avenue up to I-20. This report sponsored by Whole Foods Market. Now at Whole Foods Market, get 20% off air-chilled, boneless, skinless chicken breasts with Prime through August 12th. As always, there are no antibiotics ever. While supplies last, shop in-store online. Terms apply. Smiler Mark McKay, 95.5 WSB.
When the news matters to you.
The massive project at 285 and Georgia 400 has been a big improvement.
95.5 WSB has you covered.
The latest incident comes when a SWAT team is called after a suspect.
Your 24/7 news
They
source.
had no ties to a gang.
When you need the story, all you need to do is listen. 95.5 WSB.
Atlanta's breaking news station.
Water bugs, palmetto bugs, creepy, crunchy crawlies, whatever you call them, they're roaches, and you want them gone. Scott Slade here for Breda Pest Management. Many pest companies have stopped treating the inside of homes to save money, but it's the roaches inside you want gone. Breda's got your back. They'll protect the outside and inside of your home. Breda Pest Management. They handle bugs and critters, like roaches.
Breda, no need to be afraid of bugs.
Attention men, does ED and PE have you down? Well, great news. Choice Men's Health has the latest breakthrough treatments that can get you up and running. Meet the specialist who is dedicated to helping you perform better than ever in the bedroom.
Hi, I'm Dr. Katz, Chief Medical Director at Choice Men's Health. Our custom treatment plans have a 98% success rate at improving ED and PE on your very first visit, even if Viagra and Cialis have failed. Regardless of your age and medical history, we are here and dedicated to help you regain your love life.
Don't wait. Call Choice Men's Health now. We are so confident we can help. For a limited time, we're offering to cover your first treatment for free. Call 404-400-1170. Call now to claim your free treatment. 404-400-1170. Results guaranteed on your first visit or it's free. 404-400-1170. Choice Men's Health, the only choice for your health.
Avoid the stress of listing your home on the market and sell your home fast for all cash with a guaranteed offer from Mark Spain Real Estate. Hi, it's Chris Chandler. Don't worry about repainting your scuffed up walls or fixing your leaky faucet. Mark Spain Real Estate's guaranteed offer allows you to bypass the market, receive an all cash offer, and close in as little as 21 days. There are no showings, no open houses, and no costly repairs. Mark Spain Real Estate makes selling your home stress free. Go to markspain.com to get a guaranteed offer on your home today and start packing.
At Kroger, you never compromise. You get high quality and low prices. Like you never compromise your meal with our spring salad mix that's guaranteed fresh. And you never compromise your budget with lower prices on over 1,000 items. Hand it to Kroger shoppers. You never compromise. Kroger. Fresh for everyone.
Don't miss this great deal on large avocados or mangoes. They're on sale now, 3 for only $5 with your card. Kroger, fresh for everyone.
When someone's AC is on the fritz, drains are clogged, or wall outlets are sparking, Castile Heating, Cooling, Plumbing, and Electrical never asks, how soon do you need it fixed? You know why? Because no one in recorded history has ever said, oh, take your time, just whenever you can get to it. We just assume how fast can you get here will always be the answer. So Castile will be there same day, and we won't leave until you're 100% satisfied. See? Sometimes it's good to assume. It gets your AC fixed fast. Book today at CastileAir.com.
Heavy rain, high winds, huge hail. Yes, Atlanta, we're in storm season. It's Mark Arum here. You might be faced with a roof repair or a replacement. Do not gamble with any contractor, and there are hundreds of roofers with little to no experience. I want you to trust the experts at Dr. Roof. Trusted name in roofing for over 35 years and backed by their industry-leading warranties. Dr. Roof doesn't cut corners. They're the best at protecting your biggest investment. Dr. Roof, done right, guaranteed.
2 American rock bands, one amazing night. Blackberry Smoke. Mike Campbell and the Dirty Knobs. And Shannon McNally. This Saturday night, Synovus Bank Amphitheater at Chastain Park. Tickets on sale now at livenation.com. Don't miss Blackberry Smoke. Mike Campbell and the Dirty Knobs, live.
The following is a paid commercial announcement.
John Ossoff's never been worried in a grocery store checkout line, not once. But single moms like Sarah have been. 2 kids, $52,000 a year, tight budget. Just now in Washington, John Ossoff voted to raise Sarah's taxes. If Ossoff got his way, Sarah would be paying $1,470 more. Call Senator Ossoff and ask him, why did you vote to raise our taxes? Paid for by Senate Opportunity Fund.
Those wire shelves in your closet are just a ticking time bomb waiting to explode. Dave Baker for Artisan Custom Closets. At Artisan, we see it all the time. The wire shelves come crashing down. Clothes, shoes, bags are everywhere. It's a disaster zone. Save yourself before this happens to you. With a custom, spacious closet from Artisan, you'll never have to look at that clutter again. Your shoes, bags, clothes, accessories, all neatly organized and designed to stay that way. ArtisanCustomClosets.com.
What the President Trump is doing is leveling the playing field on behalf of American workers, on behalf of American businesses. The tariffs will help pay for the tax cuts in the big, beautiful bill. The tariffs will help debt reduction.
Trade advisor Peter Navarro talking to ABC's Gio Benitez at the White House. New era of tariffs, more tariffs kicking in today. Updating those tariffs, Kelly O'Grady, CBS News Money Watch.
Companies had ordered inventory before midnight tonight, and it gets here before October 5th. They're not going to pay a tariff. So we expect a lot of companies did front load some of that ordering. Now, it's also going to depend on how much a business absorbs of that cost. We know they've been trying to eat some of it versus passing it all on to you and me. But here's the tip. The holidays are coming up. We do know prices are going to go up. So it's not a bad idea to do some of that shopping before you see the price bump.
Do you know I feel worse for in all this tariff news? The poor bookkeepers at these companies not knowing, like, all right, we got to buy these thingamajigs from Europe. What do they call? What's that? Like trying to keep the books balanced with these tariffs. I feel really bad for them. This is the New York Times. Brussels bureau chief Gianna Samalik says various delays on the increase of these tariffs in the lead up to Thursday has caused uncertainty for U.S. trade partners.
From the European Union's perspective, they think that they have a deal for 15% tariffs on cars, but that has not actually been instituted or formalized in any way yet. And so I think there's still several shoes left to drop, and I don't think anybody really feels like they have a firm grasp or that things are stable at this point.
Yesterday reported on the additional 25% tariffs on India, which because they're buying Russian oil, that could impact oil prices here, says Shannon Kingston at the State Department.
If India does decide to really submit to pressure here and stop importing oil from Russia, they might return to their old partners like Saudi Arabia, which could in turn impact American fuel imports.
So many moving parts to the tariff news. Dow is now down all of a sudden, 130 points. NASDAQ's up $130 though, so a mixed bag on Wall Street. When we come back, the Atlanta real estate market, how's it doing? And how's it doing compared to other cities across America? Redfin's got some new numbers out. We'll tell you and take the pulse of the Atlanta real estate market coming up next on the Mark Arum Show. Don't forget your $1,000 Thursday keyword for the 10 o'clock hour is coin, COIN, coin. Go pop that into the WSB Radio app or online at WSBradio.com/cash.
Better prices, better views, window comfort, meant just for you. Window Comfort.
Imagine the relief of windows without annoying drafts or high energy bills. Window Comfort's making it easier than ever with buy two, get two free, no payments till 2026, and expert one-day installation. Go to windowcomfort.com for your no-pressure estimate today.
Better prices, better views, window comfort, meant just for you. Window Comfort.
Has your pest control company told you they won't be coming inside anymore and they raised their prices? Mark Arum here for my bug and critter company, Breda Pest Management. They protect the outside and inside of your home. It's the bugs inside you want gone. So if your pest company is doing less and charging more, you need Breda. Get started at BREDAPest.com.
Breda, Breda, no need to be afraid of bugs.
Listen up, because women have long waited for the world to recognize the importance of our health.
Northside Hospital goes beyond "we hear you" to "we're out here with you," because women deserve more than open ears.
They deserve open doors, and 1 ounce of action is worth 1,000 words.
Northside is rolling up our sleeves and getting to work for you.
This is a house call. Heard. Learn more at northside.com/heard.
Hey everyone, it's your buddy Shelley Winter here. Join me this Saturday at noon for the Car Guys with Kevin Deutsch from Butler Lexus of South Atlanta. Buy or lease, fix or sell, everything you want to know about cars, we will cover Saturday noon to 1 right here on 95.5 WSB.
2 keys to surviving a brutal Atlanta summer. Number 1, stay hydrated. Drink your water, folks. Number 2, make sure your air conditioning unit can handle your needs. It's Mark Arum back from my friends at Reliable Heating and Air. You need AC this summer. You need an AC that works and is reliable, and you need to save money. Check out this offer. Get any sized AC, just $69.99 a month. That's it. 0 down. Low monthly payments, all future repairs, maintenance, even filters are no additional charge for life. An unbeatable lifetime warranty. Plus, you get 24/7 service and next day installations guaranteed, or Reliable pays you $500. Book an appointment for a convenient time right on their website at reliableair.com and click on the schedule service button, or call or text 770-594-9969, 770-594-9969.
Live from the Superior Plumbing Studios.
News,
weather,
traffic,
95.5 WSB.
Atlanta's News and Talk.
It is 10:30. Good morning. I'm Sabrina Cupid. This news is sponsored by your Metro Atlanta AMCO dealers. This morning, Secretary of the Army Dan Driscoll in Georgia honoring 6 soldiers with awards for their action during Wednesday's shooting at Fort Stewart here in our state.
One of the things that I can say unequivocally is that the fast action of these soldiers under stress and under trauma and under fire absolutely saved lives from being lost.
Now, 5 soldiers were injured after an Army sergeant brought a personal weapon onto the base. Of the 5 injured, 3 of them released from the hospital. The suspects in custody. Still no word on a motive. Your weather for today: a mix of clouds and sun. Isolated pop-up rain showers possible. Much warmer with a high of 85 today, says WSB meteorologist Christina Edwards. Fulton County residents getting a chance tonight to learn more about a planned water rate hike.
Fulton County's Department of Public Works holds a virtual public hearing on a proposal to raise water and sewer rates. The 5% increase over the next 2 years would help fund the county's capital improvement program and upgrades to a water reclamation facility. Past public hearings on the rate hike have drawn very few people. County officials say it shows residents understand where the money is going.
And WSB Cheryl Castro reports today's hearing starts at 5:30. There will be a groundbreaking today for a new parking deck in downtown Roswell. City officials say it'll bring relief to the popular area while also blending with the character of the historic area. The parking deck will include some 395 parking spaces and will be located on the corner of Highway 9 and Green Street. It's scheduled for completion next summer. And speaking of parking in your car, what kind of car do you drive? Is it among the most stolen? Well, according to the Highway Loss Data Institute's Matt Moore, the Camaro ZL1 is the most stolen car in America. He says there is a security issue with that car.
What we've learned is that thieves discovered that there's a vulnerability with that vehicle.
And he says GM has put out a security patch, which should help. Also in the top 10 most stolen vehicles produced by Acura, GMC, Ram, and Land Rover. The 10 least stolen vehicles, primarily electric vehicles and plug-in hybrids. In all, more than 850,000 vehicles were reported stolen last year. Well, looking to compete better with TikTok and Snapchat, Instagram is launching new features like maps and the ability to repost from other social media sites. Tech contributor Ian Scher.
Both of these features on their own may not seem that important, but they mirror critical things that have helped Snapchat and TikTok to stand out from what Instagram is offering.
Instagram is the 3rd most popular social media platform globally. A new study finds a majority of young adults, those 25 to 34, are putting off life milestones like moving out of their parents' homes, getting a job, marriage, and children. Less than a quarter of adults, by the way, in the U.S. have achieved those milestones. Researchers say young adults today are prioritizing economic security over starting a family, partially due to the cost of housing and other life needs. And more Americans than expected found themselves filing first-time claims for unemployment benefits last week. The Labor Department saying it received 226,000 initial requests in the week ending August 2nd. That's an increase of 7,000 from the week before. It's also a few thousand more than most analysts had been expecting. Let's take a look at the markets. The Dow is down 121 at 44,071. NASDAQ is up, and so is the S&P. Let's get a check of the roads. For that, we turn to Smile and Mark McKay in the WSB 24-hour traffic center.
Bit slow between Snellville and Stone Mountain this morning on Highway 78. Crash looks like folks staying out of the right lane of Highway 78 to westbound at Stone Drive. East side perimeter recovered almost fully recovered, certainly south of Highway 78 from an earlier stall that needed to be moved off to the right at Memorial Drive. Still seeing interloop delays through Tucker approaching Lawrenceville Highway. And the bumper-to-bumper battle continues out of Duluth with 316 and I-85 slowing, with 85 southbound slowing down past Pleasant Hill Road and Indian Trail. Smile and Mark McKay, 95.5 WSB.
This is WSB meteorologist Christina Edwards. Partly cloudy and an isolated pop-up shower possible this afternoon, but mainly dry. High 85. Lows tonight in the mid-60s. Tomorrow, mix of sun and clouds. High 84. Increasing cloud cover on Saturday. High 83.
It is 73 degrees in Johns Creek, and Jefferson. Jonesboro has 72. We'll have more news at 11 o'clock. Breaking news when it happens. I'm Sabrina Cupid, 95.5 WSB.
The news of the day through the eyes of Eric Von Hessler.
I've listened to many arguments, and there are good arguments to say that we should. So I'm just saying.
If it's on your mind, it's on his.
This is the only way to do it. Some people are going to lose their job, and then they're going to be put back in the job.
Eric Von Hessler, today at 3.
It's about you. You're being celebrated.
95.5 WSB, Atlanta's News and Talk.
Once the shooter was identified and a threat was identified, we had soldiers that immediately raced and tackled that soldier.
Still to come, getting
wrestled
new
him down
information about yesterday's shooting at Fort Stewart in Georgia. But coming up next, new data shows how the Atlanta housing market is doing. We'll explain in 2 minutes on the Mark Arum Show.
Hey folks, it's Scott Slade. You've heard me talk for years about how MyLand is saving homeowners hundreds, even thousands of dollars every month. Well, here's something that comes up often. Does it make sense to refinance your mortgage and pay off high-interest credit card debt? Well, even if you have a low interest rate on your mortgage, that isn't helping you if you're carrying credit card debt month to month. MyLand sees this every day where people call in and wish they had done something sooner. Holding on and making minimum payments on your credit cards is only making the situation worse. There isn't one solution for everyone, which is why I trust and believe in my friends at MyLend. They'll shoot straight and give you an honest assessment for you and your family at no cost. Do yourself a favor. Give MyLend a call. Find out how much you could be saving. 770-817-2000. Call 770-817-2000. Online, it's mylend.com. Spelled it M-I-L-E-N-D. NMLS and Georgia Residential Mortgage Licensee 148769, located at 8995 West Side Parkway, Alpharetta, Georgia 30009. MyLand is an equal housing lender.
Hey, friends, when was the last time you hopped out of bed without your knee or back screaming at you? Or walked down a flight of stairs without groaning, step by step? Let me guess, in the back of your mind, you're like, oh, it'll disappear, I'll tough it out, but nothing ever changes, does it? Hey, it's Mark Arum. Time to call and schedule that free consultation with the medical pros at QC Kinetics. There are thousands of patients who will tell you they wish they would have done it sooner. They turned around their lives with QC Kinetics regenerative treatments that work with your body to help restore and repair damaged joint tissue. Natural cellular therapies, no scalpels, no pills, just long-term relief with no dreaded recovery. Bring your x-rays and your MRIs to QC Kinetics for a free, no-pressure chat and a thorough evaluation to see if you're a good candidate. Worst case, you learn something new. Best case, you get your life back. Grab the phone right now. Give them a call. 770-285-8026. Ask about that free consultation. 770-285-8026.
Now at Whole Foods Market, save on organic blackberries or raspberries with Prime. Get 2 half pints for $7 through August 12th. It's time for the best and juiciest of the season. While supplies last, shop in-store or online. Terms apply.
The truth is, I'm a hooker. And I'm trying to clean my life up here, go straight and Christian and all.
Happy 50th birthday, actress Charlize Theron. She nabbed a Best Actor... rewind, Arum. She nabbed a Best Actress Oscar for her portrayal of the real-life serial killer. I'm going to stop talking. Whatever, in Monster. I'm a huge fan of Charlize Theron. She burst on the scene. Do you guys remember The Devil's Advocate with Al Pacino and Keanu Reeves? And she was like 19 when she had that, when she started that. I'm a big fan of Charlize Theron. Deborah, I need a quick aside with the executive producer of the program. Okay. I'm a little worried about Vinny Drip, Down South Vinny, Vinny 2 app. So
yeah.
Last half hour, I'm starving. I said, Longoria, you starving? He's like, yes, order food. I said, Vinny, you hungry? He's like, nah, I'm good. He turned down free food on the show. So I'm more. Is this just pre-birthday jitters, Vin?
I think so, yeah.
I think so. Yeah, let's chalk it up to that.
Why did you turn? So Longoria and I got Reubens from Jack's New Yorker Deli, which are delicious.
I already ate mine.
Are you full? Is that, or are you just you're melancholy? I've never seen you turn down free food before.
You're right. I don't know. I went to the gym last night. I had some sushi after. I don't know. I'm full.
What do you think, Deborah?
Are you sad that you're going to be in your mid-20s now?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, God.
Midlife crisis? Anyway, keep a close eye on Down South Vinny.
Yeah.
Turning down you never turn down free food in radio. Deborah can. You should not. You're food insecure. You're young.
Even if you're not going to eat it now, take it home.
Sabrina just did the story about, Gen Zers, living with their parents and not getting married and not having kids. Like, you got to take advantage of the free food when you get it, Vin. Anyway, all right, we're going to get, we have more information on that Fort Stewart shooting yesterday in Georgia. We have new information from a press conference that was held earlier this morning. But right now, though, we got new data concerning the housing market. Joining us is correspondent Rory O'Neill. Rory, good morning. Before we get to the Atlanta numbers, this data from Redfin, where is the best place in the country to sell a house, And where is the best place in the country to buy a house?
Well, if you're selling, I guess you'd be in a pretty good position if you're in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Redfin reports that median prices per square foot are up more than 8%. The percentage of homes sold year over year is up more than 12%. And there's a pretty good chance, more than 60% chance, that if you list your home on the market in Milwaukee, you're going to be under contract in less than 2 weeks' time.
Wow.
So, a lot of activity there.
What's
Chicago, Philadelphia, Minneapolis, and New York are some of the others in the top 5.
What's the draw with Milwaukee? I know it's a great city, but that's pretty interesting.
Yeah, no, there's just been a lot of buzz about it. You've seen a lot of these other markets that we'll talk about that are softening are having issues either with the supply or with insurance issues and condo regulations and things like that. Seems Milwaukee has just been it's been an increasingly popular community. A lot of people perhaps fleeing the Chicago area but want some of that same Midwestern lifestyle are finding Milwaukee.
Milwaukee, yeah, I do love that town. All right, best place to buy a home right now. I guess that means where the prices are falling.
Right. Now, these are not necessarily the best places to live, but at least when it looks at real estate activity where we're seeing some big changes. Las Vegas, we're seeing the price per square foot is actually down slightly in Las Vegas. The percentage of homes sold year over year down more than 10%. So, and inventory in Las Vegas is up 45% year over year. So there are a lot more houses hitting the market in Las Vegas. That city has been having some struggles with their tourism business lately as well. Convention business is down slightly. So, pretty topsy-turvy time. But by the way, that's pretty much the standard for Vegas. You know, they're always having real estate issues.
Yeah, it's an up and down situation. But you mentioned the lack of tourism. We've covered the economic impact of that. The loss of tourism dollars in Vegas and in other places. But yeah, it's actually affecting the housing market. All right, without further ado, before you give us the numbers from Redfin, I've seen firsthand that Atlanta is currently definitely a buyer's market as opposed to a seller's market. Do the Redfin numbers match that?
They do. So they show that the median price per square foot in Atlanta is down more than 1%, 1.1%. The homes sold year over year up 9%. But the inventory also hitting the market in Atlanta is up 13%. And as I had said, about 66% of the homes in Milwaukee are under contract within 2 weeks. That's a lot longer in Atlanta, where median days on the market is at 44, and only about 22% of the homes are under contract in 2 weeks.
Only 22 compared to 69% in Milwaukee? Wow, that's crazy. All right, Rory,
that's a big difference.
You own 7 homes nationwide. Are you feeling confident about the real estate market as an investor?
Just picture me right now as the little guy from Monopoly, top hat and all, with my headphones.
All right, interesting stuff.
No, I think it goes market by market. Yeah, I'll just say it goes market by market because the insurance issues in California and Florida and the Gulf Coast states really are turning those markets upside down. Big drop off in home prices in Miami, Fort Lauderdale, Tampa, and Orlando.
Absolutely, Rory. Interesting stuff as always. Have a great day, buddy.
Thanks, Mark.
Deborah, are you shocked that Milwaukee tops that list as the best place to buy a home?
Am I shocked? No, the Midwest is great. Look, people kind of dismiss the Midwest as a flyover state. It's a great place to live. I'm so happy that I grew up there.
Yeah, I love Milwaukee. If I were to move to a smaller, sized market, I'm not talking like Whitefish, Montana, but if mine's like, hey, I got a job in Milwaukee teaching, I'm going to be a principal, so I'll be like, well, all right, Milwaukee's cool. Like I like Milwaukee a lot.
Only an hour from Chicago. You can get there on a train or a bus pretty easily. I mean, it's not too big of a city, but you still have a big city close enough. I mean, how long do we commute? An hour in Atlanta. So it's really not that far.
I think Milwaukee's like a perfect size city. Not too big, not too small. You got Major League Baseball there, the Milwaukee Brewers. The best team in the National League, I think, right now. Speaking of baseball, at the top of the show, you might have missed it, going to be history at Truist Park this weekend. I can't believe it, but for the first time ever in Major League Baseball's over 100-year history, there will be a female umpire in a regular season game, and it's happening here in Metro Atlanta. Her name is Jen Powell. She's going to ump 3 games during this weekend's Marlins-Braves series in Atlanta. So it's Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Both ends of the doubleheader Saturday. Oh, maybe it's not a Friday game. She's going to do the Saturday doubleheader and the series finale on Sunday. And Sunday, she's going to be behind home plate calling balls and strikes, which is phenomenal. I love it. Commissioner of Baseball Robert Manfred said, quote, "This historic accomplishment in baseball is a reflection of Jen's hard work, dedication, and love of the game. She has earned this opportunity, and we're proud of the strong example she set, particularly for all of the women and young girls who aspire to roles on the field. On behalf of Major League Baseball, I extend my congratulations to Jen and her family on this milestone." She began her umpiring career in rookie ball. That's like the lowest level of minor leagues back in 2016. Hit AAA, the upper level of minor leagues, in 2023. She became the first female umpire at that level in 34 years, which is amazing. So go. I mean, the Braves are having the season they're having, but go and watch history. If you have a chance to watch history, go see the first ever female umpire. And I mentioned this earlier. At the NFL, Longoria confirmed, he's the NFL guy, they've already had female referees there. And I'm pretty sure there's been female referees in the NBA as well. Mm-hmm. I don't know what took baseball so long. Listen, for anyone that's out there that's umpired like Little League baseball games, that's a thankless job. Like there's a lot of pressure. You get yelled at from people. It's not, you have to have a passion to be an umpire because you're not doing it for the money. Although the money's not too bad. Deborah, you have any idea what the starting salary of a Major League umpire is annually? Like what is Jen going to make her first year as a Major League umpire?
First year as a major, I have no idea. Is it over 100? I'm gonna say 100.
It is. It's 150,000. Okay. So the starting salary for a Major League umpire is 150,000. Now, the Major League Baseball season is long. It's 162 games. So that's a lot of work for 152. Veteran umpires make between 350 and 450,000. But listen, imagine last week you had to umpire a game at Truist Park when it's 100 degrees out and you got all the gear. Like it's a demanding job, but that's a good living, right? You can make between $150,000 and $450,000. Compare that to an NFL referee starting salary. That 17 games in an NFL season now. I don't know if the refs do every week. Starting salary in NFL ref is between $100,000 and $150,000. By year 5, you can make between $205,000 and $250,000. But you're only doing 17 games compared to an umpire who's doing 162.
But you're running the whole time, too.
Well, yeah. The toughest, probably soccer, but I'm not going to pay attention to soccer here. But that's probably the toughest game to referee. What do they call them? Umps? Refs? What do they call them?
They're refs.
Referees. Like you're running more. But NBA refs have to run up and down the court. NBA refs make $250,000 a year. Early career veterans can earn up over $500,000. That's 82 games a year. So the most bang for your buck is an NFL referee. College football, Division I, you get between $1,000 and $3,000 a game. That's not bad. $3K to
what was that for?
For college football.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
$3K to hang out between the hedges at Sanford Stadium. Sign me up for that. Although there's risk of injury there. How many times have you seen an ump or a ref in college football or pro football just get laid out by a linebacker by accident? But there you go. I'm very excited. I think it's awesome that it's happening in Atlanta. First ever female umpire in Major League Baseball. And Major League Baseball has been around since the late 1800s, mid-1800s. Finally got with the program. Good luck, Jen. I will be there at Truist Park cheering you on. Folks, and I'm sure there's seats available at Braves.com. Go see history, especially if you got young girls. Like Longoria, you got young girls. Get them to watch the historic moment, first Major League Baseball umpire. Real quick, before we check traffic, I want to give you the 10 a.m. keyword. $1,000 Thursdays. It's COIN, C-O-I-N, COIN. Enter the keyword COIN into the WSB Radio app or online at WSBradio.com. Keyword is COIN. Good luck. And good luck on them roadways on this $1,000 Thursday, live with the latest. Smile, Mark McKay.
Bad luck for those on the west side perimeter caught behind traffic pacing. We see the law enforcement units that's slowly pacing drivers down the west side perimeter. They're just below Hollowell Parkway exit 12. Bumper-to-bumper battle leaving Smyrna and Vinings back toward exit 15, South Cobb Drive. Avoid those delays, especially if you're heading to Hartsfield. If you're coming out of Cobb County, just take I-75 south in Midtown. Tap of the brakes headed south through through the city. Smiley Mark McKay, 95.5 WSB.
You can count on it,
You can try and plan for it.
but sometimes it gets the best of you.
Stalled Big Rig 285 southbound the outer loop at 166.
When it stops you from getting where you need to be.
Atlanta's most trusted traffic team gets you there.
You slow just east of Georgia 400.
Atlanta's most up-to-date traffic reports from local and trustworthy people.
Every time you listen. Triple Team Traffic.
95.5 WSB. How Atlanta gets there.
You know, I've had listeners, coworkers, friends come up and ask me, hey, Aram, what makes Advanced Hair Restoration different? Well, allow me to share, along with some details on, get this, their once-a-year summer savings event. First off, Advanced Hair stands by the results, and their before and afters are second to none. With Advanced Hair, your own natural hair guaranteed to grow. Secondly, Advanced Hair combines top-rated physicians with modern technology, creating a concierge-quality experience that's hard to find elsewhere. Finally, Advanced Hair's Advanced FUE begins regrowing your own natural hair the very next day. Quick, simple, and easy. Now, if you have a flexible schedule this summer and you've been waiting for the savings special opportunity, it's here, friends. Advanced Hair Summer Savings Event will get you the most hair for your dollar. It's their best offer ever. For details and to schedule your free consultation, call 770-660-HAIR. One-day treatment, life-changing results. Your new hair guaranteed to grow. 470-660-HAIR or advancedhair.com.
All Care is expert urgent care and primary care under a single roof, offering convenience and continuity for your healthcare needs. All Care is a proud member of Piedmont Clinic with a team of physicians and clinicians who know you and your medical history, so they can provide the personalized care you deserve. And with both family and immediate care services offered 7 days a week at 15 Atlanta area locations, All Care also means saying goodbye to waiting days and days to see the doctor. Same-day appointments are available and walk-ins are welcomed. Remember, urgent care plus primary care equals All Care.
I'm here with Chris Hoffman, the founder of Hoffman Financial Group and host of Money Unleashed. Chris, every week on the show, we offer folks something we call the Portfolio X-Ray. I was hoping you could walk us through that process and tell us why the information it uncovers is so powerful.
Yeah, so the reason we love doing the Portfolio X-Ray for you is we do that behind the scenes. Everybody's extremely busy. Nobody wants to waste time in traffic. If you call in, we will ask you for some information via the phone. Once you've given us that information, we go to work and we put all the hours in developing the report. And I commit this to you. The Portfolio X-Ray is eye-opening. At least 90+% of the time, we can find 2 or 3 golden nuggets in there that you were not aware of that we can either change in your current portfolio mix for you. It's called a 401k optimizer. Or if we manage the assets for you, we certainly can recommend how to diversify away from some of the troubling points that are exposed during the Portfolio X-Ray. Once we've got that, then we'll have you in for your initial consultation. We will present the Portfolio X-Ray to you and walk you through the high points of it. And that's a document that you get to take with you. It's like getting a financial physical. Mm-hmm. So how many of you avoided going to the doctor for the annual physical last year? You do the same thing with your financial life. You ignore it. You keep pumping money into your 401k. You hope that it's going well, and I can tell you that hope is not a good investment or financial planning strategy. You need to know. So if you want to know, call us.
The Portfolio X-Ray is complimentary. Give Hoffman Financial Group a call to schedule yours today. 404-737-3858, 404-737-3858, or online at unleashyourmoney.com. Investment advisory services offered through Brookstone Wealth Advisors, a registered investment advisor. Insurance and annuities offered through Hoffman Financial Group Incorporated, Georgia Insurance License number 163546.
At Shane Company, we've been engagement ring experts for almost 100 years. We have the largest selection of diamonds and gemstones in stock. You don't have to wait to compare them side by side. Find the one that speaks to you at shaneco.com or in store. Shane Company, your friend and jeweler.
If you've ever organized your closet only to have it look like a bomb went off in there 1 month later, then it's time to call Artisan Custom Closets. Dave Baker here with a custom spacious closet from Artisan. You'll never have to deal with all that clutter again. ArtisanCustomClosets.com.
Paid for by Christian Care Ministry.
Let's see, if something costs less, a lot less, but people are actually happier with it, that sounds like something to look into, and that's MediShare. Maybe you've heard joining MediShare can save you or your family up to $500 a month, and that's huge, but it's also true. People are just happier with it. They love being part of something that reflects and promotes their values and what they believe in. MediShare works, too. It's been around for 30 years now, and members have shared more than $7 billion of each other's bills. People love having telehealth and a huge nationwide PPO network. So, yeah, really, you can save a ton and like it better. Imagine being happy with how you're taking care of your health care, whether you're self-employed or part of the gig economy, or you just want a plan that you're happy with. Here you go. You can call right now and get a price within 2 minutes. A very, very smart use of 2 minutes. Here's the number you need. It's 855-51-BIBLE. That's 855-51-BIBLE. 855-51-BIBLE.
Deep into right center field. Way back there. It's gone. A home run.
Speaking of baseball, 18 years ago, Barry Bonds hit his 756th home run, breaking Hank Aaron's career record. That was John Miller. Sorry, Hank Aaron is still the home run king. Barry Bonds, listen, I'm not judging. I would have taken steroids too, but you're not the true home run king. It's still Hank Aaron. You did it while cheating. Hank Aaron is my forever home run king. All right, new information about the Fort Stewart shooter. A day after the gunman who worked at Fort Stewart in Georgia shot and wounded 5 others. Those who confronted the suspect, Cornelius Ravert, have been speaking about the incident. CBS's Skylar Henry's at the fort, which is about 30 miles northwest of Savannah.
It was always Tom. We spoke with First Sergeant Joshua Arnold, who was one of the first to render aid to 3 of those who were shot, also sort of directing traffic, if you will, around the area, relying on his training. We asked him if he's had time to process exactly what happened. He said that this is something that he has trained to do, obviously not here at his workplace.
Absolute heroes. This is Joshua Arnold, one of the soldiers who helped take down the gunman.
Of course, friends were shot, bad things happened, and I'm going to continue to take care of my soldiers, and I'm going to continue to move forward.
And the good news about this, all 5 soldiers that were shot are expected to recover. In fact, one of them might be released over the weekend, which is fantastic news. Deborah, ironically, I was just talking with someone about, I was talking to Tim Andrews the other day, and about some TV show, and it came up that this wasn't on Hulu, but I was like, can't remember the last show I watched on Hulu. I should go ahead and cancel that. I don't even have to cancel it. Hulu's canceling themselves.
Yeah, you might have one less app to worry about because Disney and Hulu are actually going to combine into one super app. Now, they're already offered as a bundle. If you'll see that, there's like Disney and Hulu, Hulu and ESPN. So you can already get it as a bundle. But the Disney CEO is saying combining the services will just make it better. There'll be more entertainment available, higher caliber brands, all of that stuff into one app. And then, of course, they're also launching a new ESPN app. I didn't read too much about it, but it's going to roll out next year, and of course you're going to have to pay a little bit higher price for it.
Yeah, all right. I don't have Disney, so I'm gonna 86 Hulu and not worry about and save whatever they've been charging me for the last 3 years. Saving money. How about getting money? 10 a.m. keyword $1,000 Thursdays is coin. You got 2 minutes to enter coin, COIN, into the WSB Radio app or at WSBRadio.com. Coin is your keyword, COIN. Good luck, friends. Sabrina's got your news, weather, and traffic. When we come back, actor Elijah Wright live in studio, only here on The Mark Arum Show.
WSB Atlanta, WSBB FM, and HD1 Doraville. 95.5 WSB, Atlanta's News and Talk.
Hey, Mark Arum here for my bug and critter company, Breda Pest Management. I can't tell you how much I love these folks. Protecting the Arum household inside and out, friendly customer service. They get the job done right, and it's guaranteed. Pests, not a problem at the Arum household anymore because Breda is better at beating bugs. Just ask my wife. And you know what? They do it right, protecting the outside and inside of your home. If your current company, by the way, claims to protect your home from pests, shouldn't that include your actual home and not just your yard? It's the bugs inside your house that you want gone. And inside your home is where your current company doesn't go anymore. So if your pest control company is doing less and charging more, you need Breda Pest Management to protect the outside and inside of your home. Breda, they handle bugs and critters.
Breda, no need to be afraid of bugs.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now.
800-575-2798.
Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS.
Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start.
Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems.
We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau.
You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call
800-575-2798. That's 800-575-2798.
Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
News, weather,
traffic.
95.5 WSB, Atlanta's News and Talk.
It's 11 o'clock. Good morning. I'm Sabrina Cupid. This news is sponsored by the Next Generation Xfinity 10G network. Well, this is alarming. A new study this morning finds that ChatGPT told researchers posing as teenagers how to get alcohol and drugs, suggested how to hide eating disorders, and even generated a suicide note. Jolene Kent has more.
We've been tracking what other platforms are doing. You've got Instagram. They're trying to make social media safer for younger users. They've got those teen-specific accounts, right? And then you also have, more meaningful steps taken by Meta to verify their ages. But this is an alarming study, and this is coming, you guys, as users are anticipating the release of an even more advanced, brand new ChatGPT-5 coming soon.
And this study this morning was done by the Center for Countering Digital Hate, a British-American advocacy group who pushes for technology regulation. All right, your weather for today. A mix of clouds and sun and isolated pop-up rain showers possible. It's going to be a lot warmer today, highs around 85. We'll have Atlanta's most accurate and dependable forecast with WSB meteorologist Christina Edwards coming up in just over 2 minutes. 3 of the 5 soldiers wounded in that shooting at South Georgia's Fort Stewart have now been released from the hospital. Brigadier General John LaBus says 1 other is being treated at the post, while the 5th victim is still at the hospital in Savannah.
We have 1 soldier that remains at Savannah Memorial Community Hospital, who I visited with the secretary this morning. She's got a little bit longer road to recovery. The doctors are very positive.
The suspect, Sergeant Cornelius Radford, is in custody as military investigators work to determine a motive. He's accused of bringing a personal firearm to the base to carry out the shooting. A group of unarmed soldiers tackled the shooter to prevent additional injuries. Those soldiers have been given medals. New tariffs have gone into effect now, and the new tariffs on imports from countries around the world start at 10%. Some go over 40%. Rachel Scott has more from the White House.
The president also says more tariffs could be on the way, including across-the-board tariffs on semiconductors and chips. A move that could drive up prices even more for electronics, appliances, and cars.
And a new analysis this morning says the tariffs could even drive up the cost you're paying for car insurance.
Insurance comparison website Insurify released a new analysis on Wednesday that shows the cost of full coverage car insurance could jump 7% by year's end. The report says the increase is possible if prolonged tariffs lead to significant losses by insurers. Insurify said the U.S. has imposed several rounds of tariffs that raise the cost of auto parts, thus increasing the cost of repair claims for insurers.
And that's Michael Kastner reporting. Fulton County's Department of Public Works holding a virtual public hearing on a proposal to raise water and sewer rates.
Fulton County residents will get a chance to receive more information on the county's plan to hike rates by 5% over the next 2 years. The extra funds would go toward Fulton County's capital improvement program. It would also go to upgrade the Camp Creek Water Reclamation Facility in South Fulton. Prior public hearings on the proposed increase to water and sewer rates have had low public attendance.
And that's WSB Cheryl Castro. She says today's virtual hearing starts at 5:30. A new COVID variant is spreading in the United States this summer, known as variant XFG or Stratus. The variant first popped up in Southeast Asia back in January. It's now responsible for about 14% of U.S. cases. According to the CDC here in Atlanta, the variant does not seem to be any more severe than other more common ones. Let's take a look at the markets. The Dow's down 234 at 43,958. So the Dow's down more than 0.5%. NASDAQ is up 0.5%. And the S&P is in positive territory, but only slightly. Time now for live team coverage of traffic and weather. Alex Williams in the WSB 24-hour traffic center. Good morning.
Hey, good morning, Sabrina. Some better news, on the west side outer loop. That traffic pacing wrapped up. So we're in recovery mode. 285 southbound on the west side from South Atlanta Road making your way down past Hollowell Parkway. A little bunched up between Duluth and Norcross on 85 southbound from Highway 316 down to where a crash is off to the right before Beaver Ruin Road. And downtown, we're also seeing some brake lights on 75 south from Northside Drive. Take that onto the connectors, 75-85 southbound as you make that drive down to North Avenue. Alex Williams, 95.5 WSB.
I'm WSB meteorologist Christina Upwards. A mix of sun and clouds today, mainly dry, high 85. An isolated pop-up shower can't be ruled out. Lows tonight in the mid-60s. Tomorrow, a mix of sun and clouds, high 84. Partly cloudy on Saturday, highs in the low 80s.
75 degrees in Dunwoody. It's 74 in Canton. And here in Midtown Atlanta, we have 74 degrees. More news at 11:30. Breaking news when it happens. I'm Sabrina Cupid, 95.5 WSB.
I want this town to be near you.
11:05 on this extremely busy Newsday Thursday. Welcome back, friends. Mark Arum and crew with you till noon. In mere minutes, I'm going to give you another keyword in the $1,000 Thursday, our last $1,000 Thursday in the summer, but coming up in just a couple of minutes, another keyword, a chance for you to win $1,000. 30 minutes from now, we're going to check in with Bloomberg News automotive expert David Welsh about a huge possible merger of two car manufacturers, one based in the U.S. and one based in Asia. Really interesting story. Obviously, any new information about the horrible shooting at Fort Stewart in Georgia yesterday, we will bring them to you live here on 95.5 WSB throughout the day. Joining us live, though, in studio, very excited, breakout star from one of my favorite shows, Godfather of Harlem, actor Elijah Wright joins us live in studio. Elijah, good to meet you, man.
Nice to meet you. Thank you for having me.
By the way, Godfather of Harlem, man, what a great show that is.
Oh, right? It's amazing, right? I love that show.
Well, how old were you when you started in Godfather of Harlem?
Well, it was just like a year ago that I filmed that, yeah. So season 4 was my debut.
So had you been watching the show before you got in?
Yeah, a little bit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I've been catching up with as much as I could, especially when I got the job,
Yeah,
I was watching a lot
love
of
that.
it.
I love that show.
It's
Fantastic.
amazing, right?
Yeah,
It's a great show.
It
right?
really is. All right, so you're not here to talk about Godfather Harlem, which I could do for
Great show, though.
for another hour, but you're in town doing press for an amazing movie coming out, Highest to Lowest, and I say amazing because I know you're going to crush it. But the cast and the director, whoa, this is big time, my friend. Who are you starring with, and who's directing this film?
So Spike Lee is the director, and it's a Spike Lee and Denzel Washington collab. It's the 5th collaboration. So, starring with not only Denzel Washington but my dad, who plays my dad in the film.
In the movie,
yeah, which is pretty insane.
So who got cast first? Your dad, the legendary Jeffrey Wright. Was your dad cast? And then you were, and they're like, well, we might as well get his dad in here.
Well, I actually. I saw him watching the original because High and Low is what it's based on, the Kurosawa film. And so he was watching. I remember I came into his room. He was watching the original. I was like, "What's this?" He's like, "Oh, Spike's doing a movie based on this film." And yeah, so I think he was attached to it before.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
gotcha.
So, but I was like, that's interesting, and I was kind of curious about it. And a few weeks later, got a call from Spike, and yeah, here we are.
That's it. That's amazing. So, I'm nervous just thinking about starring. I mean, obviously you have the pedigree, the roots of what an amazing acting family, but to star in a major motion picture starring Denzel, directed by Spike Lee, like I'm nervous even for you. Just first day on set, like what were you thinking going into this after you got cast?
Well, I'm honestly I'm really pleased that Spike trusted me to play this character, and had the vision and belief that it would all come through. And honestly, coming on the set, I was really kind of excited. I was more excited about it. I definitely have to say, like, that first scene that I did with Denzel Washington was pretty insane. And I was going over those lines like crazy, like, late into the night. I was like, I gotta go to sleep. I was like, I was reading these and it was only like a few lines.
Yeah.
But I was like, okay, I gotta kill this. I gotta crush it. But yeah, it all worked out, well, and the cast is amazing. Everyone was very supportive. So
I mean, what can you ask for a better cast?
Right? I mean, yeah.
That's remarkable. Did you feel extra pressure? Not only that you're being directed by Spike Lee, the legend. Not only are you acting opposite Denzel Washington and your father. Was there extra pressure? Like, I don't want to embarrass my dad. I don't want to embarrass myself in front of Spike and Denzel. I would have been just drinking Pepto-Bismol and popping Alka-Seltzers. My stomach would have been
Red
crazy.
Bulls, just to get the energy. No, you know, it was cool. I think honestly the themes are so strong in that film, and it's such a poignant story, such a relevant story even now, kind of almost a timeless film, that original one. And so going on to this, I trusted the process, and I knew that, you know, Spike was going to deliver. And I mean, I saw the film a few months ago at Cannes.
Oh.
And it was really incredible. It's a really, really great film. And
Because there are, so I mean, you're early on in your film career, but I would imagine there's trepidation from actors after you film you get the movie in the can. You don't know what the final product's going to look like, right? There's always that maybe a doubt, like, oh, you know, I think I did really well, but I don't know what the final cut's going to look like. I don't know how it's going to come together. Were you happy with the final product?
Yeah, very pleased with it. Yeah, it's actually funny. You're making me think of something. I was asked to submit a photo of my dad and I when we were, younger, like a real photo. It's a photo that's hung in my dad's character's office.
Okay.
And so I remember like the production asked me, can you send a photo of like you when you were younger? You know what I mean? And so I was like scrolling through my phone trying to find like a photo that I was like, and I found one that worked, you know, because like there's a lot of photos of us, but not on my like phone, like of us from like, you know, back in the day. And so that was probably the one thing where I was like, because it was a good photo, but I was like, this is it's really cute. It's a good photo of us, but that was the one thing where I was like, oh, okay, maybe I should like, because should have found a different photo. It's a great photo though.
Did it make the movie? Did it make the final cut?
It made the final cut. It's just like it's us in a situation that, like, considering what our characters are in the film, we probably wouldn't have been.
I got you.
But like we were like in Scotland or something. But you know, like,
but I love the fact that you have that, and it was the director Spike didn't have to Photoshop something.
No, it was real. It was real. Yeah, and it was a genuine photo.
That's
of us,
amazing.
So,
actor Elijah Wright live in studio on the Mark Arum Show. Elijah, hang on one second, if you don't mind. I'm gonna give away $1,000.
Oh, dope. Okay.
Yeah, you know what?
Is it going to me? Is it going
you
to
and I are going to give away $1,000. $1,000 Thursday here on WSB Radio. Your 11 a.m. keyword is flight. FLIGHT, flight. Enter the keyword flight into the WSB Radio app or online at WSBradio.com. You have until 11:59 a.m. to enter the keyword flight, win $1,000. Keyword's flight, FLIGHT, flight. Good luck. All right, back live in studio now with actor Elijah Wright. Highest to Lowest premieres in August 15th.
August 15th.
August 15th, nationwide. You're in town doing publicity for this, a Spike Lee joint. I don't know how old you are. You're definitely younger than me. I grew up on Spike Lee films. Is he considered like an old director? Is he like Francis Ford Coppola? Or were you able to grow up watching, did your dad have you watch Spike Lee films as you were a kid?
Oh, yeah, definitely. I watched Do the Right Thing.
Yeah.
That was probably the first one that I watched, which, incredible film, and Malcolm X, and his filmography is just insane. So I think, he's just a timeless director.
So the younger generation
we
knows,
all love Spike.
Okay, good.
I feel like Spike's name is like in so many rap songs. Like
that's true too.
Like just like shouting him out because he's such a legend.
Yeah, and apparently the nicest guy. A friend of mine's dad lives in New York City. And Spike cast him in like 4 of his movies in like these little bit roles as a judge and as a garbage man. And he's just raves about how Spike is so down to earth and he treats everybody with respect and just a great experience.
Yeah, no, he's the best.
Yeah,
I've known him for a long time. So yeah.
All right, we got to talk about your dad. I'm a huge fan of your dad, Jeffrey Wright. Come on, greatest actor of our generation. No offense, Denzel, if you're listening. Your dad just crushes and everything. Did your dad want you to follow his footsteps? Was he hesitant to have you get into acting? What was the dynamic when you started your acting career?
I think I did a lot of theater when I was younger, and I did Shakespeare and a lot of stuff in school, and I think that's something that he emphasized. Was just being in school and just enjoying doing theater and having fun with it. And not worrying too much about the industry. Until I really wanted to go into that. So it was something where I really my love of acting started from doing plays when I was younger, and then as time went on, it was something that I really wanted to stick with, you know. And
did you have a conversation with Pops, and did he sit down and say, "You sure you want to do this?"
Yeah, many conversations about you know what's really important in it. It's you know the work and you know, telling stories and being an artist, and you know, and I think you know I have a lot of sort of groundwork that I've laid down of just doing a bunch of just you know plays and stuff. I'm still actually in school, and I go back to school when I'm not working. So
where do you go to school?
Stella Adler.
There you go.
Yeah,
Where's
yeah.
my bell? Excellent. What's that like now? You know, after Godfather of Harlem, like BMOC, are you treated specially on campus?
No, it's just, you know, it's like honest. I'm just happy to have done those projects. You know what I mean, and to be a part of it in a way, but. Ultimately, I really like. You can always get better, you know what I mean. So, it's like it's cool, you know.
Yeah.
People check it out.
I'm trying to think of a sports analogy like Bronny James.
Right.
Like the pressure,
right.
like you're the Bronny James of acting because your dad's a legend, and I know Bronny's been dealing with a lot of pressure. You know, trying to follow. And does that even enter your mind? Be like, I've got huge footsteps to follow, or you say, you know what, I'm just going to do my own thing.
I think. Again, just the confidence that theater background provided me is what makes me feel like I can pave my own way in this. You know what I mean? Obviously, you know, he's done so much, and you know, stuff that people really, really appreciate, and you know, he's revered in that way. You know, but I think ultimately, I'm excited to see, you know, for Godfather of Harlem, for example, just you know, playing that character and just doing my own things. But this, you know, Highest to Lowest was really the most incredible way to be ushered into this, you know, crazy business.
Yeah.
With my dad and stuff.
I mean, what a debut! What a film debut! You couldn't ask for a better situation than jumping in with this. All right, final question for you, Elijah. I know you got to get going. No pressure here. What's your favorite performance that your dad has ever done as an actor?
Ooh.
It could be a TV show, it could be a movie. I mean,
Good
you got a
question.
plethora to pick from.
It's a good question. You know, I love Basquiat. I gotta say.
That's good.
Basquiat is I just like. I feel like those films don't really exist anymore. You know, there's like kind of indie films, and Basquiat is just one of my favorite artists. So, and seeing him, embody him in such a genuine way was.
Were you old enough to watch Westworld when it
I was
came
actually
out?
thinking, I was like, Westworld as well was so cool. But he shouldn't have, you know, my dad told me about the twist that happened. Have you seen
yeah.
He told me about the twist before I saw the episode. So I was like,
Dad, spoiler alert.
He was like, look, you know what actually happens in the end is pretty crazy, you know, right? I'm like yeah, you should have, you know.
Yeah.
That's why I'm trying not to spoil anything. I'm trying to.
It's been out long enough. It's been out long.
With this one.
No spoilers on Highest to Lowest.
It's amazing. It's a thrill.
It's a
Denzel
Spike Lee joint.
Spike Lee.
Denzel, Jeffrey Wright, Elijah Wright. I mean, you cannot go wrong. Elijah, so good to meet you, man. Best of luck on this movie. This is fantastic. Highest to Lowest in theaters August 15th. Is this theater-only release, or are we going to be able to stream it?
It's going to be streamed on September 5th.
Okay.
But go out in the theater, check it out. It's a big, you know, epic kind of thing. So amazing kind of exciting film.
Yeah.
So check it out in the theaters.
I'll be there. I'll be there.
Yeah.
I've seen everything your dad, Denzel, and Spike have done. So I'm not going to break the streak.
Don't break the streak.
I'll start my own Elijah Wright streak as well.
That sounds good.
Quick reminder, Elijah and I are giving away $1,000 right now. 11 a.m. keyword is FLIGHT, FLIGHT. Enter FLIGHT into the WSB Radio app or online at WSBradio.com. You got until 11:59 to enter the keyword, win $1,000. Keyword is FLIGHT, FLIGHT. Good luck. 11:17 on the Mark Arum Show, checking that mid-morning commute live to Atlanta's only 24-hour traffic center. Good morning, Alex Williams.
Hey, good morning, Mark. Still watching a few brake lights out of northwest Atlanta into Midtown on 75 south from Howell Mill, Northside Drive, exit 252, all trying to make that push, as well as with 85 south down toward North Avenue. We got construction and utility work heading out of Buckhead into Midtown, Peachtree Street southbound at Deering Road. Only a left lane open there, so that's bunching up the ride from Collier Road. And also a few brake lights remain in Gwinnett County, out of Duluth into Norcross, 85 southbound, 316. Crash still off to the right before Beaver Ruin Road. Traffic brought to you by Whole Foods Market. Shop organics at Whole Foods Market. Get organic black, red, and green seedless grapes for $2.99 per pound with Prime through August 19th while supplies last. Shop in-store or online. Terms apply. Alex Williams, 95.5 WSB.
The news of the day through the eyes of Eric Von Hessler.
It's the only way to do any kind of reform of the federal government.
If it's on your mind, it's on his.
I don't remember.
Eric Von Hessler. Today at 3.
Who are you speaking for?
95.5 WSB, Atlanta's News and Talk.
Hey, now's the time of year you're really enjoying that deck, I bet. Grilling food, sitting out relaxing, having friends over, good times. Dave Baker here for my deck experts, Ben Hill Renovations. I get it though, if you're still dragging your heels a bit on getting a new deck, I know you want to make sure you find the right builder so you can upgrade your outdoor living space correctly and within your budget. So here's a few things to consider when selecting a builder for your deck. You'll want someone who will build your deck up to future county and city code requirements. You'll want a builder who'll pull a permit for the work. Yes, the builder will need a permit, and pulling a permit now saves you headaches in the future. You'll also want different options, styles, types of wood, and colors to choose from. You'll get all that at Ben Hill Renovations, plus superior craftsmanship from their 60 years of experience, and your job will be backed by their workmanship warranty. Visit bhrenovations.com today and schedule a free design consultation at your home. Ben Hill Renovations, creating raving fans since 1964.
Attention men, does ED and PE have you down? Well, great news. Choice Men's Health has the latest breakthrough treatments that can get you up and running. Meet the specialist who is dedicated to helping you perform better than ever in the bedroom.
Hi, I'm Dr. Katz, Chief Medical Director at Choice Men's Health. Our custom treatment plans have a 98% success rate at improving ED and PE on your very first visit, even if Viagra and Cialis have failed. Regardless of your age and medical history, we are here and dedicated to help you regain your love life.
Don't wait. Call Choice Men's Health now. We are so confident we can help. For a limited time, we're offering to cover your first treatment for free. Call 404-400-1170. Call now to claim your free treatment. 404-400-1170. Results guaranteed on your first visit or it's free. 404-400-1170. Choice Men's Health, the only choice for your health.
The following is a paid commercial announcement.
John Ossoff's never been worried in a grocery store checkout line. Not once. But single moms like Sarah have been. 2 kids, $52,000 a year, tight budget. Just now in Washington, John Ossoff voted to raise Sarah's taxes. If Ossoff got his way, Sarah would be paying $1,470 more. Call Senator Ossoff and ask him, why did you vote to raise our taxes? Paid for by Senate Opportunity Fund.
Summer is peak hosting season, right? Don't let a grimy house keep you from having company over. It's Chris Chandler, and Wise Guys Pro Wash got my place clean and bright and guest ready in just one day. They handled everything, house and deck, driveway, even my dirty roof, and their soft wash kept everything safe. No paint peel, no damage, just clean. If you got people coming over this summer, be sure Wise Guys Pro Wash comes by first. Mention me, Chris Chandler, for $70 off at wiseguysprowash.com. Book now before they fill up.
The all-new Chico Cantina is Brookhaven's go-to for modern Mexican. Crafted by the award-winning Chef Mimo. Whether you're brunching weekends from 10 to 4 or enjoying happy hour 3 to 6 Monday through Friday, Chico serves up good vibes, fresh ingredients, and unforgettable cocktails. It's no wonder OpenTable.com diners call it one of Atlanta's best. For date night, group hangs, or just tacos and tequila, Chico Cantina in Brookhaven is calling. Book now on OpenTable.com and see what the buzz is all about.
This is the story of the one. As a lineman, he does whatever it takes to keep the power on in his community. And he wants a partner like Grainger who does the same. Grainger offers the professional-grade products he needs, from voltage detectors to harnesses to hard hats, plus fast, dependable delivery, so he can rise to every challenge. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Exciting news for homeowners out there. This is Deborah Morton, host of Inside Georgia Real Estate, here on WSB every Saturday at 1 p.m. My team and I are now proud partners with the iconic real estate brand, The Agency. As we launch the Atlanta market, we now have multiple offices covering Metro Atlanta. What this means for you as a home buyer or seller is that you will now have access to the agency's global resources. In this changing market, it is essential to hire the most experienced agency to represent you. And if you're a seller, you'll get the agency's proprietary marketing, which brings you more buyers, more offers, and ultimately sell your home for more money. My team and I are here for you as your real estate experts. In the meantime, we have all your answers about real estate every Saturday at 1 p.m. right here on WSB. And you can always reach out to me at InsideGeorgiaRealEstate.com. That's InsideGeorgiaRealEstate.com, now partners with the Agency Atlanta.
This is Lynn from Swanee, and I just won $1,000 from WSB.
Yeah, Lynn, congratulations. You're welcome. $1,000 Thursday. I'm so sad, Deborah. Last $1,000 Thursday of the summer. Can we push management to bring it back for the fall? Like a fall edition of $1,000 Thursday?
You know what? We will bring that up in our meeting and see what we can do.
All right. That means we have to have another meeting, though. I guess we'll have to. Yeah, it's for the listeners. All right. Let me give you the keyword for this hour, $1,000 Thursday. Your 11 a.m. keyword in $1,000 Thursday is flight, F-L-I-G-H-T, flight. Enter that keyword into the WSB Radio app or online at WSBRadio.com, and you can win $1,000. You got until 11:50. You got some time. Get it in early. I don't know if you have a better chance of winning if you get it in early or late, but Lynn just won $1,000. Flight, F-L-I-G-H-T, flight is your keyword. What a delight Elijah Wright was. Like, I am such a big fan of his dad that I was nervous interviewing his son.
Do you think like Dad was going to come along?
I don't know. It's like interviewing Prince Charles when he was, you're not interviewing the Queen, but oh man, but what a rising star. Can you imagine your first movie, you're starring with your dad and Denzel, and you're directed by Spike Lee? Amazing.
Yeah, no pressure.
Yeah, I'm going to throw that picture up in my Instagram story so you can see what Elijah looks like at Mark Arum, M-A-R-K-A-R-U-M. Totally unrelated to Highest to Lowest, the film that Elijah is going to be in. Diddy's back in the news. His lawyers want what from President Trump, Deborah?
Diddy's attorneys have approached the Trump administration about a possible pardon. Now, Trump has kind of talked about this in the past. He said it's probably not going to happen. Of course, Diddy was convicted on 2 charges of transportation to engage in prostitution just a couple of months ago.
I know President Trump loves to pardon folk.
Why?
Right? General Flynn, Powell, whoever, Peter Navarro, all these people. But if I were Susie Wiles, the chief of staff, I don't see any benefit in pardoning Diddy, right? And it's not like he got convicted of stuff, but not the heavy stuff. I don't know. I would advise President Trump, I would pass on the Diddy pardon. Be like, sorry, I'm tied up. My pen is dry. I don't have enough ink in my pen.
I only get so many per year.
Yeah, I have a special pen to sign pardons, but President, I wouldn't pardon Diddy. Save that. Keep your powder dry. You might have to pardon someone else coming up down the road. All right, Sabrina's got your news, weather, and traffic. When we come back, a possible huge collaboration between 2 automakers, one from the U.S. and one from Asia. Bloomberg's David Welch, automotive expert, joining us live next on The Mark Arum Show.
Has the heat brought out the stink in your basement? Water damage? Musty odors? Mold? Dave Baker here. Let AquaGuard Foundation Solutions fix it once and for all and keep your basement dry year-round. Visit aquaguard.net for your free inspection.
AquaGuard. Comcast Business High Five Hotline. What's the state of your excitement?
I signed my business up for the 5-year price lock guarantee, and I can't stop high-fiving people. High five!
Okay, deep breath.
High five.
You're in a good place. You signed your business up for 5 years at gig speed internet and advanced security, all on our ultra-reliable network.
Gig speeds and advanced security? I'm so stoked.
Yep, and you get it at a great rate that's locked in for 5 years.
Woo!
The high five is just your body's way of saying, I'm winning.
So this is natural.
High-fiving everyone you see in a state of business savings enthusiasm, totally natural.
Sweet! Thank you! Thank you! High five, everybody! High five!
The Comcast Business 5-year price lock guarantee is back, but only for a limited time, so sign your business up today.
High five!
Comcast Business, powering possibilities.
Ends 9/21/25 for new customers with qualifying bundle. Current customers may be eligible depending on services and area. Guaranteed rate applies to monthly service charge, excluding taxes and fees. Other restrictions apply.
At Kroger, you never compromise. You get high quality and low prices. Like you never compromise your meal with our spring salad mix that's guaranteed fresh. And you never compromise your budget with lower prices on over 1,000 items. Hand it to Kroger shoppers. You never compromise. Kroger. Fresh for everyone.
You can save big on 12 packs of Coca-Cola, Pepsi, or Canada Dry. Select varieties are $5.99 each with your digital coupon. Kroger, fresh for everyone.
Hey friends, when was the last time you hopped out of bed without your knee or back screaming at you? Or walked down a flight of stairs without groaning, step by step? Let me guess, in the back of your mind, you're like, oh, it'll disappear, I'll tough it out, but nothing ever changes, does it? Hey, it's Mark Air. Time to call and schedule that free consultation with the medical pros at QC Kinetics. There are thousands of patients who will tell you they wish they would have done it sooner. They turned around their lives with QC Kinetics regenerative treatments that work with your body to help restore and repair damaged joint tissue. Natural cellular therapies, no scalpels, no pills, just long-term relief with no dreaded recovery. Bring your x-rays and your MRIs to QC Kinetics for a free, no-pressure chat and a thorough evaluation to see if you're a good candidate. Worst case, you learn something new. Best case, you get your life back. Grab the phone right now. Give them a call. 770-285-8026. Ask about that free consultation. 770-285-8026.
Live from the Superior Plumbing Studios.
News,
weather,
traffic. 95.5 WSB.
Atlanta's News and Talk.
It's 11:30. Good morning. I'm Sabrina Cupid. This news sponsored by Rocco's European Garage. A day after a gunman who worked at Fort Stewart here in Georgia shot and wounded 5 other soldiers, those who confronted the suspect, Cornelius Radford, have been speaking out about the incident. Skylar Henry has more.
In terms of how everything played out, they say that it was all very quick. Some of those who quickly responded were quite literally checking their emails in their offices before they heard shots ring out.
And 3 of the 5 soldiers wounded in the shooting have now been released from the hospital. Still no word on a motive. Your weather for today. Clouds will thin out this afternoon and a high of 85 with a mix of clouds and sun later on, says WSB meteorologist Christina Edwards. She'll have Atlanta's most accurate and dependable forecast straight ahead. A concerning finding when it comes to artificial intelligence in kids. Researchers at the Center for Countering Digital Hate saying they signed up for ChatGPT accounts posing as 13-year-olds and started asking questions about weight control, drinking, drugs, even suicide. They say that Chatbot initially offered information on crisis centers, but when the fake kid said that the advice was for a friend, the answers became more harmful and even alarming. Israel's security cabinet is considering a plan to take full control of the Gaza Strip. Blake Sifton is reporting this morning that Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu is pushing the proposal, but not everybody's on board.
The chief of staff of the Israeli military, Eyal Zamir, is said to oppose the plan, and military officials reportedly fear that it could risk the lives of Israeli hostages and could lead to heavy casualties among Israeli soldiers.
The security cabinet is meeting today and could potentially approve the plan, which would reportedly proceed in stages over 5 months and could displace about 1 million Palestinians. This is new this half hour. President Trump said on social media today that he is directing the Commerce Department to start working to ensure the census won't include immigrants who are in this country illegally. Stephen Portnoy reporting that there are questions, though, about the legality of that.
The president's new demand that immigrants here illegally should be excluded from the census would seem to run afoul of the Constitution. The 14th Amendment says the count every 10 years is to be of the whole number of persons in each state. The only exception back in 1868 when it was ratified was for those living on Indian reservations who at the time weren't taxed. Generally, states urge full participation in the census because it shapes each state's House delegation and electoral votes, as well as billions in federal grants.
Fulton County government saying that they're going to have to shut the water off in some areas as crews work to make repairs starting tomorrow night at 11. Work will begin and continue until 6 a.m. on Saturday. The water shutoff is expected to impact customers in the Woodstock Road area. Also impacting all of West Wind Drive, part of the Heritage at Roswell. Blessed Trinity Catholic Church also impacted by the water being shut off for repairs. A groundbreaking ceremony held at the site of the new Little River Park in Woodstock. The 110-acre park will double the amount of green space in the city. It was made possible by a bond referendum passed in 2023 with support of 87% of voters in Woodstock. Construction on that park expected to be completed in the fall of 2026. Let's check your money. The Dow's down 299 at 43,893. The Dow down more than 0.5%. NASDAQ's up almost 0.5%, and the S&P is down slightly. Time now for live team coverage of traffic and weather. Alex Williams in the WSB 24-hour traffic center.
And we're watching a little bit of rolling construction through Sandy Springs, Sabrina. It's been in the left lane. I see it on the jam cam. 400 southbound approaching Northridge Road exit 6, causing a little bit of a tap of the brakes out of Roswell. Also, all lanes just blocked and reopened in Dunwoody. Hero got a mattress out of the roadway. 285 eastbound, the inner loop Ashford Dunwoody Road, exit number 29. And we're still seeing the construction between Buckhead and Midtown on Peachtree Street southbound at Deering Road. Only a left lane open there, slowing the ride from Collier Road, passing Piedmont Hospital in the station here. Alex Williams, 95.5 WSB.
This is WSB meteorologist Christina Upwards. Partly cloudy and an isolated pop-up shower possible this afternoon, but mainly dry, high 85. Lows tonight in the mid-60s. Tomorrow, mix of sun and clouds, high 84. Increasing cloud cover on Saturday, high 83.
76 degrees in Roswell and Holly Springs. It's 74 in Brazelton. We'll have more news at noon. Breaking news when it happens. I'm Sabrina Cupid, 95.5 WSB.
When traffic hits.
I-75 completely shut down north and south between McDonough and Locust Grove.
The Triple Team Traffic Center has you covered.
Brake lights fill in on 316 westbound at Sugarloaf Parkway.
Your source for Atlanta's traffic.
Heavy police fire department activity.
Brought to you by the Cool Ray Lifetime Parts and Labor Warranty.
95.5 WSB, Atlanta's News and Talk.
Just conduct training. It's our training that kicked in. Mine kicked in, and you just go to work.
Still to come, we'll hear from more of the heroes at yesterday's shooting at Fort Stewart. Deborah's got tickets to give away and an interesting development in the automotive industry that could impact us here in Georgia. All of that next on The Mark Arum Show.
Two American rock bands, one amazing night, Blackberry Smoke. Mike Campbell and the Dirty Knobs. And Shannon McNally. This Saturday night, Synovus Bank Amphitheater at Chastain Park. Tickets on sale now at LiveNation.com. Don't miss Blackberry Smoke, Mike Campbell and the Dirty Knobs, live.
Is your old AC unit ready for another sweltering Atlanta summer? Probably not. Hey, good news. Mark Arum back from my friends at Reliable. Great new deal going on right now, guys. Any size AC, just $69.99 a month, 0 down, low monthly payments, and next day installation guaranteed, or they pay you $500. Any AC, just $69.99 a month. Book an appointment for a convenient time right on their website at reliableair.com and click on the schedule service button or call or text 770-594-9969.
Hi, I'm Brian, your friend and jeweler here at Shane Company. Come on in, feel at home, and let's find your dream engagement ring. I'm proud to work for a company that puts customers first and lets them shop the way they want to. See, we believe shopping for an engagement ring should be fun, without any of the pressure. We don't work on commission, so finding your dream ring is truly on your terms. We'll be right by your side as your friend and jeweler to help you find a ring more beautiful than you imagined and stick to your budget too. We have all of the styles and all of the smiles. You can even watch our in-house jewelers working their magic inside your neighborhood store. It's that kind of care and craftsmanship that makes Shane Company's free lifetime warranty the best in the business, saving you thousands over time and giving you peace of mind. No appointment necessary, or check us out at shaneco.com. Because a friend knows when you're ready, you're ready. Shane Company, your friend and jeweler.
At Ameris Bank, we know that it's never just business when it's your business. I'm Brian Parks, head of commercial banking in Atlanta for Ameris Bank. Whether your business is looking to optimize cash flow, improve your payment technology, or grow more quickly, my team and I are here and ready to help with a superior level of service, smart banking technology, and local market expertise. I invite you to reach out to my team by visiting amerisbank.com/yourbusiness or a local branch near you. Ameris Bank, fiercely yours, member FDIC.
11:37 on this $1,000 Thursday, last $1,000 Thursday of the summer, I'm afraid, my friends. In case you missed the 11 a.m. keyword, it's flight, F-L-I-G-H-T, flight. Enter flight into the WSB Radio app or online at WSBradio.com/cash for a chance to win $1,000. Before we give away $1,000, though, Deborah, we have tickets to give away today, my friend.
Yeah, tickets to go see Blackberry Smoke along with Mike Campbell and the Dirty Knobs at Chastain on August 9th, which is Saturday.
All right, make it easy for you, Vin. Ninth caller to 404-872-0750. Ninth caller to 404-872-0750 wins that amazing pair of tickets, courtesy of the Mark Arum Show at 95.5 WSB. Interesting story popping up via Bloomberg News today. Hyundai Motor Company and General Motors plan to jointly develop 5 vehicles that will hit the market in 2028, covering the automotive industry for Bloomberg News. David Welch joins us live on the Mark Arum Show. David, as always, great to have you, my friend.
Great to be here, Mark. How are you?
Is this unprecedented to see a collaboration between a U.S. automaker and an Asian automaker?
Oh, no. GM has worked with Honda over the years. Pre-bankruptcy, GM had a relationship with Suzuki. They had another one with Fuji Heavy Industries, which your listeners will know better as Subaru. So they've done things over the years. This is a pretty big collaboration, though. This is, in some ways, it's kind of post-divorce from Honda because GM had a bunch of relationships with them, and they all kind of broke up about a year ago. So they're developing electric vehicles and a lot of smaller vehicles for emerging markets. So the news yesterday, you'll see these vehicles sold in Central and South America. And this is a big help to GM because the U.S. car companies are great at making really big trucks and big SUVs, and the rest of the world doesn't buy those the way Americans do.
Indeed, yeah.
They need a partner.
I can tell you firsthand, the cars in Asia are very, very small. No real need for a massive SUV or pickup. So this collaboration, it's an electric van. Where will it be manufactured? Where will that be sold?
That we don't know yet. The electric van is, of the 5 vehicles they talked about yesterday, that's the only one earmarked for the U.S. market.
Okay.
And honestly, it was a head scratcher for me because GM has a couple of electric vans that would be that they already sell for commercial use, unless this van could also be like a sort of people hauler minivan-ish type of thing. We'll see. Where they make it, TBD, but General Motors does have a lot of underused electric vehicle plants right now. They could certainly do it there, but Hyundai's got some manufacturing in the U.S. too. So, we'll see as they get closer to rolling that out.
Yeah, especially here in Georgia, Hyundai has a major presence here. That's why I was really fascinated by the story. I know it's still early to tell, but might we see some of the manufacture, or at least of the parts manufactured here in Georgia?
Yeah, it's a possibility. And, the other thing, too, often when companies do these collaborations, the vehicle they engineer and design together is sort of like a white-labeled sort of thing. And then the companies themselves may tailor it with some design cues and their own brand on it. And, typically they would build it in the same plant to get the efficiency out of it. But, sometimes if there's enough volume for some of these things, each one builds it in their own plant. I wouldn't suspect that here, but, there's a possibility that a Hyundai plant can get it, a possibility a GM plant would get it.
Interesting. Do tariffs impact this decision at all, David? The fact that we're, in tariff whiplash right now globally, is this an opportunity for Hyundai and GM to avoid additional automotive tariffs?
It is. Every company right now, every car company is dealing with these big tariffs on vehicles made elsewhere. And you've seen the deal between Japan and the U.S. and similar one with Korea and the U.S. So I think you're going to see Hyundai building more vehicles here, which could be a boon for Georgia to avoid those tariffs. Because, a lot of vehicles that they make overseas are smaller, and usually smaller vehicles are less profitable. So a 15% tariff would be a big hit. So to avoid that, they end up making them here in the U.S. GM's already invested or will invest $3 to $4 billion to bring a lot of production from Mexico and Canada to the U.S. So you're going to see more of that going forward, I think.
David Welch, Bloomberg News. Fantastic stuff as always, David. Thanks so much for your time, my friend.
Thank you.
There you go. Interesting. I want to jump up. This is First Sergeant Joshua Arnold. We played some audio of him earlier at the Fort Stewart shooting yesterday. He's live right now on CNN.
Lost the direction of which that person was running in. I looked back from where they were at or where they came from, and I saw the smoke, and I yelled down and I said, "Was that a gunshot? Was that a gunshot?" And no one answered, so I ran down. I seen the shell case on the ground. I said, "That's a gunshot," and seen the first person injured, and immediately yelled that somebody had been shot, and sat the injured soldier on the ground and provided aid until Staff Sergeant Taylor came up and took over, and the soldier on the ground said someone else had been shot, and I got up and went to that person's office and found that person and immediately started providing aid to that person as well.
First Sergeant Joshua Arnold, one of the heroes yesterday at Fort Stewart, just now live on CNN. Amazing, heroic actions by so many of the servicemen and women there. There was a woman that was standing next to Joshua. I wasn't able to get any audio from her, but this could have been a lot worse. If you're just joining us, 5 injured, suspect in custody. One of the victims might be released from the hospital this week. None of the injuries were life-threatening, but this could have been so much worse. The suspect was charged by his fellow servicemen, taken to the ground before any other shots could be fired. It could have been horrific. The carnage could have been absolutely horrific if not for those heroes. They were unarmed, and they charged an active shooter. Like, how many of us would have the courage to do that? That's unbelievable. So some amazing stories of heroism there. Again, if you missed it, we had Lieutenant General Richard Newton on the show earlier talking about that breaking news at Fort Stewart in Georgia right yesterday as we were getting off the air. And the suspect will not be tried in like Savannah courts. It's a military tribunal. And if convicted, he'll spend time in a military prison, which is, I think, Deborah, is kind of fascinating that it's like this own separate. I mean, we know it from the movies, right?
A Few Good Men.
A Few Good Men, right? You need me on that. Like, that's the type of courtroom, innocent until proven guilty, et cetera. But that's the situation that that suspect will be in. 28 years old. Was arrested for a DUI previously, but unreported to his commanders at Fort Stewart. Don't know if that was the motive for this, but it looks like instead of compared to the Fort Hood shooting, the notorious Fort Hood shooting, where the suspect, the convicted criminal now, is facing the death penalty. That was an act of terrorism. This seemed to me just looks like workplace violence. Like, this guy was mad at his coworkers for whatever reason, brought a handgun to the workplace and started shooting. But again, amazing heroism from his coworkers, fellow soldiers there, that prevented any further carnage. So obviously we're going to monitor that. Updates on the Fort Stewart shooting throughout the day here on 95.5 WSB. All right, we've got 14 minutes left. That's it for you to enter the keyword. Final $1,000 Thursday keyword of my show. They'll continue noon through 4. You'll have 4 more chances to win $1,000, but this is your last chance for me to give you $1,000. I feel so generous, Deborah, even though it's not my money. I love that I am giving away $1,000. Anyway, 11 a.m. keyword is flight, FLIGHT. Enter flight into the WSB Radio app or online at WSBradio.com. You only have until 11:59 a.m. to enter the keyword. Win $1,000. Don't forget, if you get a call after 11:59 from a number you do not recognize, answer it. Could be us telling you won $1,000. Again, the keyword is flight, FLIGHT. Hey, congrats to Kenny. Kenny's dead. Kenny in Peachtree City won tickets to see Blackberry Smoke, courtesy of the Mark Arum Show and WSB. All right, 11:47, getting closer to that Reuben-filled lunch. How are we doing on the roads, Alex Williams?
Love a good Reuben, Mark. We are watching a little bit of a slow zone right now between Roswell and Sandy Springs on Georgia 400 southbound. It's due to some work crews rolling in the left lane. They're not setting up the barrels, that's the good news, but they are in the left lane, 400 southbound, approaching Northridge Road, exit number 6. Still watching some brake lights through Midtown and downtown on 7585 southbound from 17th Street down to about Cortlandt Street. Northbound tapping the brakes, leaving I-20. And on the south side, some volume in Stockbridge, 75 southbound from Highway 138 down to Hudson Bridge Road, exit 224. Alex Williams, 95.5 WSB.
Get the WSB Radio app.
This story is breaking right now.
Get notifications from your source for news.
If you have the WSB Radio app, then you saw the breaking news.
Get the WSB Radio app.
Don't miss a thing with the WSB app.
Download it from the App Store today.
You worked hard for your 401k, but if you've left your job, your money might be sitting in the wrong hands. I'm Jeff Jr. with Trajan Wealth, and it's very possible that the 401k that you have had for years has hidden fees and limited investment choices. But if you're no longer with the company, that 401k may be at the mercy of your former employer. All of these things could be costing you thousands. Rolling over your 401k into an IRA can provide better investment options that align with your long-term goals. At Trajan Wealth, we're fiduciary advisors that are held to a higher standard with no hidden agenda and no hidden fees. Don't let your retirement dollars sit in an old plan, and don't roll it over to your new plan without consulting Trajan Wealth first. Call 404-390-4000. That's 404-390-4000.
Advisory services are offered through Trajan Wealth, LLC, an SEC-registered investment advisor.
This is Greg Trzynski of the Original Mattress Factory. Recently, the owner of a large mattress retailer was proudly sharing how over 65% of their queen mattress prices are $15.99 or higher. At the Original Mattress Factory, our focus is a little bit different. We build superior quality mattresses right here in town and do our best to save you as much money as possible. That's why at OMF, nearly 80% of our queen mattresses are lower than those prices others brag about. Stop in or check out originalmattress.com to learn more.
Fellas, get out of the shower this morning, go to shave in front of the mirror, and you look at your hair and go, oh, that bald spot's getting bigger. Oh, my hairline is receding even further back on my scalp. Time to do something about it. It's Mark Aram here for my friends at Advanced Hair. I want you to take advantage of their once yearly summer savings event. Advanced Hair's simple one-day treatment begins to regrow your own natural hair the very next day, and they guarantee your new hair will grow. Absolutely no one in hair restoration I trust more than Advanced Hair. Take advantage of your schedule and this amazing deal. Advanced Hair's summer sales event on for a limited time. Get the details and schedule a free consultation today. 470-660-HAIR, 470-660-HAIR. One-day treatment, life-changing results. With Advanced Hair, your hair is guaranteed to grow. And make sure you check out the incredible before and after pictures at advancedhair.com. Schedule now, 470-660-HAIR.
Jaron Solomon here, and this month we're spotlighting Noam Carver and Crown Ring. We've got the largest selection of engagement rings and wedding bands, and every ring comes with our low price guarantee, including on Noam Carver's latest patented Luna collection. And don't miss Wedding Band Weekend, August 15th through the 17th, where every wedding band in store is buy one, get one half off. Head to SolomonBrothers.com and click book an appointment for your private shopping experience.
This is Scott Slade. And nothing takes the place of time when it comes to spotting problems with your health, especially cancer. The earlier, the better. That's where virtual imaging comes in. Virtual imaging's LDCT core body scan can be invaluable, giving you more time for you and your loved ones to take charge of your health. They can detect tumors as early as precancerous virtually anywhere in your body, and aneurysms you may not even know are there. Due to overwhelming demand for a limited time, their $995 core body scan offer has been extended. It's a $2,495 value. Early detection saves lives, and now it's more affordable than ever. Virtual Imaging has gotten such great response to this offer that they've opened up more times in both offices, but appointments will fill up fast, so don't wait. Some minimum requirements may apply. Early detection is your best protection. To schedule your virtual imaging $995 core body scan, call 770-678-SCAN. That's 770-678-SCAN. Or make an appointment by visiting their website at virtualimagingatl.com.
Paid for by Christian Care Ministry.
Let's see, if something costs less, a lot less, but people are actually happier with it, that sounds like something to look into, and that's MediShare. Maybe you've heard joining MediShare can save you or your family up to $500 a month, and that's huge, but it's also true. People are just happier with it. They love being part of something that reflects and promotes their values and what they believe in. MediShare works, too. It's been around for 30 years now, and members have shared more than $7 billion of each other's bills. People love having telehealth and a huge nationwide PPO network, so yeah, really, you can save a ton and like it better. Imagine being happy with how you're taking care of your health care, whether you're self-employed or part of the gig economy, or you just want a plan that you're happy with. Here you go. You can call right now and get a price within 2 minutes. A very, very smart use of 2 minutes. Here's the number you need. It's 855-51-BIBLE. That's 855-51-BIBLE. 855-51-BIBLE.
встречи президентов двух стран Владимира Путина и Дональда Трампа уже в ближайшие дни. И как отметил помощник президента Юрий Ушаков, началась...
This is still the English version of WSB Radio. That was Russian state television reporting. They broke into programming, Deborah, to report that Vladimir Putin has agreed to meet with President Donald Trump. A story we talked about earlier in the show. We went to D.C. to get the latest on that. No specific date or place has been mentioned. The meeting between Trump and Putin might also include Ukrainian President Vladimir Zelensky, one of many, many major stories we're following here throughout the day on WSB Radio. Big story that's been in the headlines, Texas redistricting. I'm sure Eric's going to talk about that in just a couple of minutes. Texas House of Rep convenes again tomorrow for debate and a vote on a controversial new map of the state's voting districts. One President Trump hopes will yield 5 more GOP state seats in Congress. Our buddy ABC's Jim Ryan in Texas.
Preventing a quorum back in the Texas House is costing each state rep $500 a day in fines, not to mention out-of-state lodging and food. But they're getting help.
All right, thanks, everybody. $3,000 raise for the Texas Democrats. If you
At a campaign-style event in Omaha, Nebraska, former Congressman Beto O'Rourke leads a fundraiser. Back here in Texas, Republican Attorney General Ken Paxton promises to investigate, quote, any Democrat coward breaking the law by taking a Beto bribe. Jim Ryan, ABC News, Dallas.
Yeah, a lot of this just for show. They are going to have to get back and vote on it, and it looks like President Trump will gain those 5 Republican seats in time for the midterms elections in 2026. Updating a big local story this weekend, in case you're just joining us. History will be made this weekend at Truist Park. Jen Powell will become the first woman to ever umpire a regular season Major League Baseball game. She's going to be umping both ends of Saturday's doubleheader and the series finale on Sunday when she's going to be behind home plate. Deborah, I texted our friend of the show, Nick Green, former Major Leaguer, part of the Braves television broadcast, and I asked Nick, what makes a good umpire? I gave my amateurish view of what I think makes a good umpire. Nick says, limited ego. That's good. Don't check your ego at the gate. Remembering the game is emotional, calm demeanor, non-confrontational, able to admit fault and realize that you aren't always right. Being okay saying, all right, I'll take a look at it. Nick says he can never get mad at missed calls if the umpire was kind. So Jen Powell's made a meteoric rise up the minor league ranks, and she will debut at Truist Park this weekend. First female umpire in the over 100-year history of Major League Baseball. So if you want to witness history and you're a big Braves fan or not, just go. Tickets online at Braves.com. I don't know if Maya's going to be down going back-to-back days, but I definitely am going to hit one of those games at Truist Park this weekend. Congrats, Jen.
Longoria's Fact of the Day.
All right, no sugar in the fact today. Today is National Lighthouse Day in the Pharaohs of Alexandria. One of the 7 wonders of the ancient world is the earliest known lighthouse. The Tower of Hercules in Spain is the oldest existing lighthouse still in operation, and the United States boasts the most lighthouses globally, with over 1,500 constructed throughout its history.
$100 bounty. Pulling out the $100 bill right here live on WSB. This is only for Vinny and Longoria.
Oh, okay.
Deborah's ineligible because she's wicked smart.
Right.
What is the most photographed lighthouse in North America? Name the most photographed lighthouse in North America. You get $100.
Like where it is?
The name.
I don't know.
Or you tell me where it is. I'll give you $10.
Maine.
Boston.
Vinny, I'll give you $10.
Boston.
It is Maine. It is Maine. It's called the Nubble.
The Nubble?
Yeah. If you'd shown up to my wedding, you would have seen Maya and I.
If we were invited to your
they
wedding,
weren't
we would have
invited.
seen-
On a school night. Yeah.
You would have seen the Nubble lighthouse.
Nubble. Okay.
And the only reason I know that is because when I got engaged to Maya and I told my brother where we were getting married, we're like, yeah, we're getting married at York Beach. He goes, that's right near the Nubble Lighthouse. That's the most photographed lighthouse in North America.
That's the only reason why you knew it.
He kept saying it like Rain Man. That's the most photographed lighthouse in North America. So Maya, you know what? I'm going to put up a picture of Maya and I in front of the Nubble Lighthouse on my Instagram story, and I'll tag my brother because he's the one who told me. I guess I owe Longoria $10. Deborah, should I give him $10 for it? He guessed
You should
Maine.
give him $10.
Yeah.
You bought him breakfast, didn't you?
I know. I bought him a Reuben.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's the $10. That's good. I'll take that.
There we go.
now, are you guys ready for the Mark Aram Star of the Show?
I'll throw you a star of the show, too, Waldo. I'll throw you...
Heck yeah, that's worth $10 right there.
I'm going to take one away for not showing up at my wedding, but that's all right. Vinny turned down a Reuben, but you did great otherwise, man, so you get a star of the show. Deborah, phenomenal as always. Our guest, Lieutenant General Richard Newton, joined us live to talk about the Fort Stewart shooting. Amazing young actor Elijah Wright. His dad's Jeffrey Wright. Got a picture of him up on my Instagram story at Mark Aram. Bloomberg's David Welsh, Rory O'Neill, Stephen Portnoy. Big show tomorrow. Oh, your keyword, you got a minute. It is flight, F-L-I-G-H-T, flight. Good luck, win $1,000. We'll be back mañana. Have a great Thursday, Atlanta.
WSB Atlanta, WSB BFM, and HD1 Doraville. 95.5 WSB, Atlanta's News and Talk.
WSB consumer expert Clark Howard, sponsored by Ragsdale Heating, Air, Plumbing, and Electrical.
You want to buy stuff made in the USA? How do you know it really is? Well, we've been working on that at ClarkDeals.com, and we keep expanding our list. Now, a lot of times something will say made in USA, but it's only assembled here. All the components are from overseas. And we're trying as hard as we can to make sure we show you items that are truly, fully made in the United States.